deeply. It is a relief to shake off these old weary bones. You hear the click-clack of his tail as he shakes gently on his back. You are down 2 members of your party. You are up a child, one of you. You are up an ex, another of you. And morale is low. But Alcinagon is here. Bones leans into you, Elvina. I heard stories as a boy. The dragons of the Forgotten Mountains. The protectors of the Dalelands, but they've been gone for centuries. No. Just a night or so. No. Alcinagon says, flying heftily. No. Bones lifts the collar of his shirt, and he shows you his pectoral. You see a tattoo of the swords of the Dale's crest. It's got 3 swords in the center, and then there is a shield with 2 dragons facing each other embossed on it. Bones also has another menagerie of tattoos. What are we doing?
About how far are we away from like getting back?
You can see the beacon. You are approaching it with a intense quickness. You're only about like a day's walk when you're heading to Castle Ravenloft. So you will arrive there within like the next couple of minutes or so. Alcinagon is fast in the sky. There's no trees impeding his way, or mountains or cliffs.
How does he do this when he's just Bones? Wait, if I'm not mistaken, isn't he? He can't like go in that area, like go specifically there. So he has to.
Yeah,
like,
we have to
land
stop him before the beacon.
We told him.
And he knows, and he's like, I'm not foolish enough to like stop or to like to land inside of another dragon's territory.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Is Drew out or not?
No, not currently. Not
Okay.
currently.
I just didn't know if she was on the back of this dragon.
No, I know. Aeolus knows her track record with dragons and would not put her in another situation with dragons to somehow steal something again.
With his shirt up, Bones looks at you, Elvina, and he flexes his pec. Look at it. Look at it.
I'm
Look at
looking
it.
at it.
You're really not looking. Look close. Look close.
Oh, I see it, Bones. Thank you.
My nipples are right hard. It's cold outside. Puts his shirt back down. It's fucking freezing out here.
Thank you, Bones. I liked the gun show. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Awesome. Did you serve as a sword of the Dales? Alcinagon asked Bones. No, but my father was in the Navy. Fought against a band of storm giants, he did. Bones raises his chin. Yes, titillating, Bones. Thank you for sharing another delectable detail of your life.
I think I'm just like fully rubbing. Jaren's just fully rubbing his eyes at just the chain of events that has happened, and now I'm sitting next to a pirate who is flexing, rubbing his nipples, and is talking about stories of his father. And I'm just like,
while riding the back of a bone dragon.
Bone dragon.
Also, like,
all we need right now is a Bud Light.
No, Aeolus is taking all of this in, and knowing that they can't get drunk makes them Aeolus is immediately sad and just quiet, just like shaking their head like,
You guys are
get drunk.
you fully see me reach in, Aeolus, to like grab the flask and like of the nice whiskey and just starts chugging it. And, like, I really would like for today to end.
Isabel is just looking left and right, like, what the fuck?
I feel like
my
I
God.
have been in a nightmare for just weeks.
She's so big. Sorry.
I'm so sorry about your friend, Hope says behind you. I know that was not the most ideal of circumstances, and she squeezes your torso. Jaren.
I think there is a tenseness in the back. And I think he kind of says under his breath, yeah, don't understand. I could have helped him. I've told him. I just wish he would have trusted us.
I think Drac is someone who looks for the most immediate solution. He is loyal, and he craved to save his brother as quickly as he thought he could.
Put my hand on the sun sword and just think about him diving off the top of the building. It's just the most immediate solution, and that's the first thing he thinks of. And just, I feel like there's a partial smile, but also immediately washed away with the event that he is gone. Like, he's not gone, but in his brain, that's how he has to think about it.
Yeah, real tough, the loss of Drac. Was he the tall elf or the little one? Which one was he? Bones is looking at you, Alvina. Big purple one or the tiny one?
Big purple one, yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
She
great
shakes
guy.
her head.
Great guy. Truly fantastic. Very strong, that one, for sure.
He definitely was. I don't think it was necessarily one for directs. I was partially that, but I think it was also, that was the only person I think he had left.
Strong, knowing full well Bones attempted to drown him in the dungeons.
Yeah, real tough, the loss. He's just shaking his head. Real tough loss. Real tough one.
You sure do like to talk, don't you? I'm not even facing towards him. I'm just yelling as the wind goes past us towards the Bones.
Yeah, he really likes the sound of his own voice.
Don't we all? Don't we all, mate?
Not particularly, no.
He ignores that. He just yeah. You continue to ride the back of this ancient dragon until you approach the beam closer.
Alvina, while they are also on the back of this dragon, is going to turn however which way, I don't know exactly. I guess she's in front of Bones.
So-
She's going to turn to look at him.
Yeah, Bones is sort of spooning you on the back of this dragon, half against your will, because he has been carrying you for the past forever.
Yeah.
As
We
so
love
that
it.
you do not run away.
She's gonna look at him. And, shit, I just had a question. Oh, you've obviously been here a few times. You seem to make deliveries out here. What do you know about... Is it a Dusk Elf camp? That's literally just what it's called, or does it have a special name?
It is
cannot
the
remember.
Dusk Elf encampment near Lake Zarovich, by the Vistani encampment. So there's two Vistani encampments that you guys know of. One was by the Tesser Pool, which you guys have traveled to. They said that they had a more permanent encampment by Lake Zarovich, and to visit them when you were over there. So you do know that the Dusk Elves, including Casimir Velikov, who's the leader of the Dusk Elves, are staying with the Vistani adjacent to Lake Zarovich, a little farther south. If you would like a reference, you can go to Roll20. There is a map in the Roll20. So if you launch the Roll20, you guys hopefully should be on the map page. Hold on, I have an ad. Hold briefly.
This hold is brought to you by Slim Jim. Slim Jim, crack into a Slim Jim.
This hold is
Love
brought to
Slim
you by
Jims.
Roll20. We're running an ad.
Brought to you by Roll20 Plus.
So if you see Argenvost Holt on the left-hand side of the map, there is Blackie and the Vistani and the Elves immediately to the right. A little north. I think we should discuss that later, just me and you, yeah? He gives you a knowing look. You can make an insight check if you'd like.
Are we doing rolls from now on...
If you wouldn't mind doing it on D&D and Beyond, that would be fantastic. It'll auto add your
Just click on the bonus number next to insight, and it'll automatically roll and add your modifier.
So you have to do absolutely zero math.
16.
Fantastic. On a 16, Bones looks at you. His face is blank, but his eyes shake slightly. He is concealing something, but he is poignant that he would like to talk to you later. He's trying to communicate something with his eyes, but you can't really on a 16 discern what. It's been a minute since you've seen him. So his big dumb face just sort of looks like a big dumb handsome face.
Fair and
Big
valid.
dumb handsome face.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later, yeah? Me and you.
Alright. Guess I sort of just have to accept that answer.
We'll go for a smoke. If you have a lighter and smokes, that would be super. Because I have neither of those things.
Well, I have not smoked in years, so...
Oh, hello, Katie.
You haven't smoked in years, and he sort of is shocked. Alright then. And I suppose you're going to church now too?
That one has not changed.
Good. Good for you. Who the fuck is this guy?
I really have no idea.
I just cannot believe that, truthfully, we've traded Drac and Jameson for this man called Bones.
Hey, he's got brute force, though. She sort of, like, elbows him.
So how did you end up, while we're still going through this, going through the air, I go, so why were you in Strahd's castle again? Because I don't think I ever got a clear answer about that. Why were you in...
None of us really have.
I walked into the castle with the intention of making a delivery, and I was accosted, mostly.
Did you make that delivery? What were you taking there?
I did make that delivery.
What'd
He
you
looks
take?
at you pointedly, and he says, I think you'll be shocked who the delivery was from. A one
Who
you
was it?
Sarah had a delivery for the Lady Strahd. I'd be happy to talk to you, though, about it later. Suddenly I'm feeling a little tired of hearing my own voice. And he gets quiet.
Well, that's a fucking relief. It's just...
That makes two of us, she says.
just straight up does not like the guy.
Speaking of journeys to Barovia, and Hope turns pointedly at Isabel, who is suddenly looking into the sky.
I'm gonna try to turn back, but I know she's like hugging me from behind, so I'm just more trying to listen to the conversation that's had.
Speaking of journeys, how is it that you made your way into Barovia? You know, Benny lent me his father's horse and cart. Isabel averts her gaze from her mother. Benedict Langley stole his father's horse. Hope is just looking intently at her. Don't be dramatic, Mum. He didn't steal his father's horse. We've simply borrowed it. And where is the horse and cart now? You see about that. Hope! Isabel Whitetail! Ah! As she chastises her.
Oh boy.
You'll remember that Benedict Langley is the candlemaker's son.
Yeah, I was like, him? Really him?
Yeah, that guy.
Ah, jeez.
We are here, Alcinagon says as he begins to descend from the sky. You are about 500 yards from Argynvostholt. He lowers himself to the ground until he softly descends, lowering his head and wing so that way you all can dismount. If you should have need of me, simply look to the sky.
Thank you.
So, if I just stargaze, are you gonna appear, or...?
If you need me,
Oh, okay. Got it.
I will feel your resonance.
I think it's one of those right time, right place kind of thing.
I understand. Like,
Alcinagon
Dumbledore with his phoenix.
Well,
Extends. Yeah,
I was gonna-
did it? Yeah.
I was gonna say, as like, Aeolus would probably be the last one off, like making sure everyone was like helping to get down. And I assume his
Yeah.
head is like not like up and proud yet, like currently, and it's kind of a little bit closer
No.
to the ground.
Yeah, he's lowered.
I'll just like place my hand on his face, and I'll simply just say thank you, and I'll just be like, thank you.
It is an
I
honor
just wanted to add that.
to act in the service of kind people. Thank you. And he begins to lift off and fly away, unless anyone has anything else to say to Alcinagon. You all get this sensation that you may be able to call on him at a later point. Say, I don't know, final boss time. we need powerful allies in this game.
I do have sending. I do have sending if need be as well.
Yeah, if need be. You see Argynvost hold heavy bricked in the distance. It is nighttime as you arrive, all in your cluster. Is there anything that anyone would like to do on your journey back towards Argynvost Hold, or would we like to skip ahead and arrive at Argynvost Hold?
Well, Drew is immediately coming out as like we get off like the dragon and like on our way back, because I don't want her to be in there as like much as possible if she doesn't have to be.
Drew pops out of her Pokeball, appearing in a miasma of sparkle. I cannot help but feel that I just missed something very cool. Where is Drac? And Jay?
Only moderately cool, and Drax practically dead to us. So, moving on.
Sweetheart,
Very good point.
I'll have to have a talk with you. Jesus Christ, I have to find my voice again.
Sweetheart, we'll have to have a talk with you later.
Yeah, no, that's not it. I'll just say,
We'll have a talk.
Drew, we're gonna have a talk a little bit later. Also, Jay had the thing is like she knew about, because she had come out and I had explained that Jay and Drac had been taken, so she knew that. She was not like out when we got to the castle though.
Yeah, she knows that they were gone. The last interaction that she had was with Zulukia and playing cards.
Yeah.
Did they
That's
die?
right.
Did they get eaten? Were they ate?
So I'm not too sure about Jay, but he ended up staying at Strahd's to help his
He stayed
sick
there?
sister.
That's crazy. That's a bad idea.
Listen, I think I agree. It's a very bad idea, and I'm glad you know that it's a bad idea. And then Drac also made a bad decision, but Drac also famously has made bad decisions in the past, so this is nothing new. It's a good chance if we see Drac again, he's going to try to attack us. So do whatever you want to him when you see him.
2 + 2 is 4. Got it. Drac is now an enemy, and Jay is just gone. Okay, alright. That is not going to be traumatizing for me at all in my future. And I love when adults leave me. True sense of she continues just trot towards the Argynvost Hold.
Abandonment!
No, I'm as she's walking off, I'm gonna pick her up and then put her on my shoulders as we're walking.
Do you think that now that Drac is gone, I can have his bed and blanket and all the stuff he left behind?
Yes,
I don't
absolutely.
Anyone calling dibs on any of his personal items?
Yes, do it.
Amazing. Perfect. Because I've already taken them.
So what exactly you asked? And then I'm like curiosity of like not necessarily a good or bad parent, but like that's like it's like, oh, don't do that, but let me see what you got.
She digs in her pocket and takes out like 5 pieces of charcoal.
Ironically, I think this is actually perfect to roughly remember him by.
He was good at drawing for sure.
Does someone have
He was very good.
his book? Does someone have his notebook?
Drew, did you happen to swipe his
Honestly,
notebook
that's
from
a good question.
She takes out his notebook as well.
Cool.
Yes, but I'm not gonna share it with anybody, okay? I'm keeping it. I stole it and I claimed it.
I'm going to walk
Listen.
up to Drusilla. Oh, I'll let you go.
No, I was gonna say. No one's necessarily gonna take it from you. It's just if we need to like look at it, could we look at it at least? Like we can all look at it together.
Yeah, but finders keepers, victims weepers. As she holds it to her.
I'm going to.
You
That's
did
honestly valid.
actively do exactly what I said and only steal from Jack, and that's all I asked.
I'm going to bend down, like my almost 7-foot frame next to this very small girl.
Oh, she's on my head, bud. You don't have to bend down.
Oh yeah, so she's right there with me.
Yo, she's like taller than you right now because I'm also
say-
like 6 foot.
I have a trade that I would like to see the book for a while, but as a trade, I have something for you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to don't say it like that, makes me laugh. I'm going to reach into a bag in my pouch. I'm gonna say, you remember Gunther, the dragon, the old man you swindled, I think.
I do remember the dragon. Hard to forget the dragon.
I bought a bag from him. In this bag is magical bean. You can plant them, water them, and something might happen.
Can you eat them?
Don't eat them. You'll explode.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm gonna pull out just what looks to be like a normal looking bean. I'm gonna say, if you let me hold on to that journal for a while, you can have this bean.
She's looking at your ring. Is it glowing?
No, I'm being very truthful. I have like I think 9 beans
You
in
do.
here.
You do. She's just looking to see if you are lying.
No, there is nothing but truth on my face.
If you throw in a gold piece, you have a deal.
I'll give you a
The gold
silver.
piece I get to keep.
I'll give you a silver.
2 silver.
Fine.
She leans to her little tiny hand, shakes you.
I literally just like do this like with 3 fingers and just like grasp her hand.
Fair.
And
She
I
gives you the book.
take the book and I give her one of these beans to do so she wishes, along with 2 silver.
She leans into your ear, Aeolus, when Jaren is out of earshot, and she says, I'm going to feed this bean to someone. And she just puts it in her pocket.
And then before she before she leans away, I'll say, just make sure it's a bad person.
Of course.
It's gonna be wild.
No, someone that we have to agree upon. Is that fair?
Yes, that's fair. She puts it in her pocket.
Pinky promise. Don't cross your fingers.
None of my fingers are currently crossed. He leans down and she pinky promises with you.
Okay.
Turns out her toes were crossed.
No, I mean, to be fair, I would look at Jaren's ring to see if she's lying, but I specified fingers, and it's not like a thing where
I was crossed.
They were crossed in my mind. I feel like that's some shit she was.
You guys
In my
all
mind.
approach Argynvost. Godfried is outside. There is a tree lent on its side. Earth has been trampled. The statue of the dragon that was once standing in front of Argynvost has been crushed, and you see that this treant is dead. As Godfried looks at you, his sort of chest heaving in this armor as you approach, as he is sort of moving stone.
Hey,
You have returned to life. Good. Can you help me move this stone?
yeah, I can help.
I'm gonna try to deep some of the magic, maybe attempt to, and he's lifting a stone, attempt to arm the door again, just in case we have any more intruders, as he lifts the stone over to Argynvost. Yeah.
What
Good to see
happened?
The trees, I don't know, something's he puts one of the stones on the steps in the front door. It's like they're wicked. Came alive and began to attack the structure. So I killed them. This one, 2 around back, and some kind of blight creature made of straw and hay and fucking, I don't know, some kind of amalgamations of things. I'm glad that you're back though.
I'm glad that you were here. It could have gotten bad if you weren't, it seems.
Yeah, real pain in the ass. But I'm glad that you.
Um,
He looks and assesses you guys. Most of you made it alive. Good.
yeah, most.
And a couple extra.
Well,
Thanks to Bones and Isabel.
I actually have a question, like a out of D&D-ish question.
Yeah.
By that I mean like it still deals with what we're doing. So
Yeah.
who all is like here necessarily? Because I'm thinking of like the one sister of the 2 others, because I don't think she died.
So Esmeralda and Alexi told you guys that as you were leaving that they were going to stay and search.
That's right.
For
Okay.
Leva.
That now I remember. Oh, they're
begging,
dead.
looking
Got it.
For his corpse. But last you saw them, they were alive. Zulukia, who was with you, abandoned you. Hope, Isabel are there. Bones is also there, and obviously the portion of the party that currently remains. Is
That's
still
right. Yeah, I was like thinking. I'm like, but there was like
Here. And
another
of course,
one. It was
Drew also here as well, who you just spoke to.
yeah.
Godfrey
I
is at Argenvost.
forgot Drax brother's dead too. So.
Yeah, good to have you all return. Most of you, and nice to meet you, Bones. And he turns to Isabel.
Oh, hi, my name is Isabel. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. You can come inside. I've taken the liberty of using your big bowl to make some soup. The fire is good. It is relentless.
Yes, it is.
Incredibly relentless. Hope giggles and yeah. What would you guys like to do in this idle time? Elvina, if you get alone with Bones, he does want to talk to you.
Albina is gonna try and ask him, I guess, to go off towards, I don't know, I guess the side, a different room. Are we inside the castle, Argenvost?
You can go inside Argenvost. There is a graveyard, there is a chapel, there are tons of floors in Argenvost. If you would like me to take you to a specific floor, like to reference like a specific area, you can. If you want to be in private, you can go to the roof. There are also, of course, a bunch of rooms where you could be alone. This is essentially, obviously, Castle Ravenloft is like a mall-sized castle. This is still a substantial sized like castle. It's like the size of a school. You guys head up to the roof. It's nice digs, yeah. Little rundown, little smells like fucking. I don't know what that thing is, but I'm gonna keep that to myself.
Yeah, we loaded quite a few things here, so.
As you head up to the rooftop. He turns towards you on the roof. And he has like on a piratey kind of blouse. He raises his right hand, and you see a snake encircling itself on his wrist, consuming itself, similar to the one that you have, except this has been branded into his skin.
How'd you end up with that?
For weeks I dreamt of you, Elvina. I had these recurring dreams of you urging me to come back to Sembia. You spoke of some kind of danger, and you told me that you needed me to rescue you. At first I fucking ignored them, because you left me on my ship, so I'd leave you in Saloon. But the dreams became nightmares until they weren't even dreams anymore. I was manning the center mass at night. He steps closer to you. I saw you dressed in white. Your skin was pale as a ghost. I climbed down to the bow of the ship, and I called your name countless times, but you didn't answer, and you kept your back toward me. You walked over to the stern's edge of the ship and climbed the railing. You turned toward me, and before I had a chance to get you, you said, "Help me," and then you threw yourself from my ship. I tried to dive after you. My first mate nearly drowned with me, and he tied me to the center mast and he beat some sense into me. We arrived in Saloon the next day, and of course, and he looks around, pissed at this point. At the end of the docks, waiting for me in a white dress, was that cunt Ysara, smiling at night, like a fucking witch. She told me that I needed to do a service for her, and I told her to go fuck herself. And then he touches your head. This great pressure here. I tried to resist it, but I couldn't. She told me that I would go in search of you. She gave me a letter that I could not open until I arrived in a castle to barter for your safe return. I couldn't stop myself from coming here. I left my crew that day. They're probably still in Saloon waiting for me.
So Ysara sent you
Yes.
to get me, but also make a delivery to Strahd?
She sent me with a letter that I could not open. I don't know why, I just physically could not bring myself to open it. She told me not to, so I would not. It's hard to explain. She told me to get on my knees, and I would, and I knew that I would. Like I had to obey her, like she had some kind of domination over me, dominion completely. She wanted to retrieve her child, you. Said she had intentions for you.
Not sure how I feel about that one. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
When Strahd opened the letter, she became irate. Said something about how it was preposterous that these old hags would know that she was looking for an heir. Someone to offer in her place to the dark powers to save her from this curse. I guess the letter implied that Ysara had just the child. In exchange for your safe return, they would send her a child born under the Dark Star, bathed in the ichor of demons or fucking some other crazy shit. I don't know. The vampire went on a tangent. And when it was clear that she had no intention of bartering for you, she grabbed me by my throat, hot but frightening, mostly scary, and she tossed me in the wettest, coldest dungeon and left me there for maybe 3-4 days.
So many things to write. So many questions.
I am going to copy and paste this for you. But Strahd, she just sort of laughed, stated she already had plans to groom her heir, and she tossed me in the dungeon. She picked somebody else. I'm gonna put this in resources.
Groom her heir.
Groom her heir, groom her heir.
I guess the dark powers or something need someone to hold place here, possibly. I don't know. This place smells like shit. He does a sniff. This whole rooftop smells like 8 cans of shock shit, you know?
There's a lot of death and decay in the city. Strahd's not a very great lass. I don't know if you've got that from your brief
You don't need to
visit
tell me
with her.
that, darling. She stole my sword. And my boots. How
Well,
are you?
I've been better. I definitely am tired of being in this damn place. But I also am not gonna just abandon this this ragtag group that I've sort of encountered.
Hmm.
I also can't just abandon and leave all the shit that's happening here. It's fucked.
You know, it's
Couldn't even if you wanted to.
Yeah, and I don't know how anyhow, so it's not like I really have a choice.
No,
I
good.
want to get back. I guess you
like
saw
shit. But good.
Mrs. Me, but you know.
Yeah. I don't know whose fucking baby she's bathing in demon ichor to trade to trade for you to Strahd. That's fucking frightening. Maybe you should rein that in. Tell Mum to stay off the old pipe. Eh?
When you were there, did she mention a child at all?
No. When I stepped on the when I stepped off of the boat onto the dock and I approached her, I took out my sword, but her hand, cold, clammy hand, was already on my head. And this pain and pressure, she told me to drop to my knees, and I did. Powerful old bitch. You, Sarah, and her sister Sarah, though Sarah wasn't there. Shrugs.
Wonder where she was.
I know so. Probably up to no good. No doubt.
So Yusara refuses to bow to Strahd as well, but yet sends you to come here.
Yeah. But now that you've escaped, we should probably return to Saloon. Me and you. I mean, we can take your friends with us.
The only other thing is that apparently there's more of my kind here.
Yeah?
That's nowhere else.
And?
I'm
There's a
gonna
member
go
of
figure
my
it out.
kind. There's a member of my kind right downstairs. I'm ready to fucking bounce. Me and you. And of course your ragtag group of, I don't know, whoever the fuck they are. And a lot of children here. It's an alarming amount of children you've surrounded yourself with.
There are a lot of kids here. That's another reason we can't just leave. The Strahd lady is doing some fucked up things, man.
Especially the kids.
And I'm not letting it happen anymore. Especially if there's one in particular that she's looking for.
Aw, man, I'm glitched.
Oh, I'm also.
Oh,
Oh, are we back?
Okay.
Oh, you're back.
We're back.
Oh, you're back.
Back one, too.
Cut out for a second there.
Silly little internet.
Yeah, and? There are bad people everywhere. I'm a bad person. You're a bad person. Depends on the day of the week.
you have me there. Can't disagree with that logic.
He steps towards you, leaning in. His face is inches from yours, and he says, "I know that you are on this hero's journey, and I respect that for you. But you can be a hero back in Saloon. Yusara made me swear that I would have you back to her. Or I don't know, my brain will fucking explode or something."
Okay, just to be clear, who's the kid that's in Ichor blood? Is that
So, Yusara has just told Strahd, that she was offering a child born under the dark star, who had been bathing in ichor blood, to exchange in your place, because Ysara is under the impression that the dark powers will accept her as an heir in the place of Strahd. I think that make a general intelligence check.
I was like,
for
can
Elvina.
I just make a check? Okay.
Make a general intelligence check for Elvina here, real quick. DC is very low.
I'm making the assumption that it's Elvina's kid.
Yeah.
I also am. Oh, that's.
There's only one. There's only one child that you know that these hags
Sarah has. That's
currently
why I
have
was
access
like, yeah.
to. It is your child. What was your general what did you roll on your
It was a
intelligence?
6. It was so low.
Greater than a 5. Your daughter was born under the dark star.
This bitch has been bathing your baby in ichor blood.
Yeah. Gross.
Fucking grody.
And how do you feel about that?
I know.
What does that make you
Real hag shit.
How does that make you feel?
Not great. And that's also
Please?
like, is Elvina
Bones?
just gonna spill the beans here?
Bones is going to make an insight check. How do you think Elvina physically is reacting to this knowledge?
Babe, can you hand me the dices over there? The
Bones is a
no.
minus
container
2
of
to person.
dices.
You're gonna pull
Baby,
a
look at
mini.
this. Look at
Are you
this.
gonna move your camera and show us?
What the fuck
Do I
you
not have? Where did I put
Rest
that?
in peace.
That is what I need.
I just thought we were doing all the rolls on D&D and Beyond now.
Well,
Yeah.
this is for like my personal like hack.
Yeah.
Okay.
We love
Yeah.
letting the dice.
How much of an emotion is she wearing right now? I would think that like Bones and her traveled for a long time. She definitely is like avoiding also just blurting out something, and I think he could tell that. But
Okay.
like what exactly?
If you want to give Bones that because of your established relationship, I will allow you, because he rolled 4 minus 2 for his roll.
What a
Um,
obvious guy.
Just boy, you're right. I didn't mean to upset you. You know, I don't think your mum's a cunt. I mean, she's a cunt, but she's also your mum. I know that she's your weird kind of. I'm not saying that your mum's a cunt. I'm just
not
saying that
upset at
she's a
you.
cunt.
She's like trying to get him to stop talking. I'm upset at the fact that I thought I could trust these women, and yet here they are. I guess they're trying to do to my general benefit, but fucking dare they?
I mean, they're hags. Are they not hags? I mean, Ysara does care for you a lot, but I don't think that she's generally a good person. Not that she's a cunt, but that she's not generally good. And I don't know the kinds of things that a bad person would do to get someone back that they cared about deeply. If that is caring what Ysara does.
I can't let you make that trade, so you're gonna be stuck here with me, I guess. Because I don't want you going back there either and letting whatever happens.
Do we miss the part about my head potentially exploding? Can we circle back to head explosion?
I care for you, but the thing that they're offering up to Strahd is something I care far more for.
Demonica baby? Alright, I guess
Well,
this is a
that
real
part I didn't
hero's,
know about, and that sort
real
of pisses
hero's
me off.
journey.
Mm,
Alright, then I guess we're staying here in Barovia.
well, unless if you figure out a way to save your child.
You also, Elvina, are
She'll
aware
drop
that
the
you
bomb.
guys cannot leave Barovia.
Right, and that happens too, but like... Well, Bones got here and says that he can.
Yeah, I
And
think
if he's
I
here for
think-
you, Sara's like reaping.
I think you are under the impression that Bones believes that he can leave this place at any time, because why wouldn't he be able to? Is his understanding. I think that Elvina knows that Bones is unawares of the fact that he is in a daddy plane. Well, I guess we fucking stay in here and helping the Scoobies out. Fucking Christ. Alright then, but if Ysara blows me up, it is your job to resurrect me from the dead.
I don't think she's gonna be able to blow you up unless she comes here herself. But if that happens and she brings this baby, then we're gonna have a lot more fucking problems. I'm gonna have 2 people to kill. Actually, 3.
Alright.
3 on the shit list now. Don't add yourself to it.
I'm on the
Well.
shit list.
Not really interested in drowning Demonica baby, so
Well, by the way, she did, like, Elvina did drop the bomb that it's her kid.
I mean, like, or here, we'll just continue with this part. Stop saying Demonica baby. The child's fine. She's a lovely lass. I've raised her well. Shut your whole mouth.
you did drop that it was your baby?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Slightly, yes.
Slightly. It was like a Nick thing, and he is sort of dumb, so like...
Yeah, it makes sense for it to just, like,
No,
go,
that
That
be,
is
like,
the second little droppy thing, too.
That's Haley the person losing track of the conversation.
That's fine, though. It works. It works perfectly.
That's
When did you have the time to settle down? Are you married?
I didn't have any time to settle down. I left your ship because, 1, I was motion sick anyhow, most of the time, and then when that happened, I got worse. So I just left. Sorry, not sorry. Had to do the benefit of what, for me
It got
and...
worse.
So, are you just dropping the bomb that it's his baby?
Mm-hmm. Both bombs dropped.
Damn! Bones is a daddy.
He looks at you, his like brows slowly pinching together. What do you mean it got worse?
Gears turning so
We
slowly.
really are dumb.
I can hear the chinks in the gears just like...
I can just
I also
imagine
left
Elvina.
because I knew that your greatest love was the sea. I didn't think that having a kid would change that at all.
He starts shaking his head and stepping back from you. No. He's actually gonna walk away from you.
Okay. Valid.
No.
As he does
Anyone
that,
else?
though,
Oh yeah.
she will be like, I also didn't want to give you this opportunity. Good thing I raised her on my own, huh? Snide comment.
He continues his descent downstairs in silence. I'm assuming that everyone's inside, but if anyone's outside, Bones is going to walk all the way down until he exits the front door of Argynvost. If you are outside, he will slide down the brick wall by the front door and sit in silence.
I think I would pass him.
After you're done helping Godfrey, like moving the rocks and stuff.
Rocks.
I've been shoveling rock with my
Yeah.
arms the whole time.
Well, you're the only one who's strong enough to move the ship with Godfrey. Strength-wise, you're the only one right now, aside from Bones, and Bones was occupied.
Bones hits your shoulder as he passes you. Sorry, mate. Thousand mile stare as he continues his way outside.
He's weird. Just kind of can I actually insight check him as he passes by to see if like
Yeah, for sure. For sure. He's not hard to read. DC's probably like 10.
I want to
Oh,
engage, but I have to
so
pee so
slow.
goddamn bad. So, there's some things I want to
Do it. Go pee. Quick.
So I'll be right back.
Oh my lord, this dice is so slow for some reason. That's a 16.
As he passes you, his mouth is slightly ajar and his pupils are wide. He looks like he has just seen a ghost or heard the scariest thing he could have possibly heard.
Accurate.
Sorry, as he brushes past you, he doesn't even acknowledge you. And this is the first time you've heard him offer any kind of pleasantries, as he's sort of autopiloting.
I think Jaren thinks about saying something as like a "Are you okay?" But he's offered too much of his hand to people today, And that kind of. Well, how are you hanging, Godfrey? Are you all right?
He runs a hand on his face. Just trying to survive. I need to keep the beacon lit. He's moving these rocks with you, and fuck.
Take a breath. Take a moment.
There used to be 20 men, maybe, who would man Argenvost with me, and just me here is. I don't know how long I can survive.
I might have an idea or two about that, but I'll have to send a message. But
Okay.
I'm sorry we had to leave you here, but I got
Hey, don't worry.
that girl that you saw next to my wife. That is my daughter.
He chuckles. Yeah, huh? And he looks at you with a knowing expression.
Yeah. It's unexpected, but it seems things just get worse by the day.
Cute kid.
Yeah. She looks very much like her mother. Definitely got the temper, it seems.
Yeah. He leans over to you and he squeezes your shoulder. I know that there's a lot that you have here. And I know that that's not a good thing. He nods towards you.
I would agree. I think we need to eat. I think that this is a full redirection of his energy, and is like, if I stay here, I'm gonna break down.
I'm about to break.
I'm not sure us just trying to rebuild the statue is gonna do too much. We do have some more magically inclined people in our group. We can deal with this later. And I'm going to forcefully move him and start heading towards the door.
Yeah, I've got plans to set up the mass on top of the structure. He sort of shakes off your hand. He clearly has other plans. You go ahead and eat. I've got windows to fortify. As he begins to stretch.
All right. And I kind of wipe my eyes, kind of just letting it sit in that my whole, and what his mind is his whole life is here, and that's so scary. And gets up and he goes inside.
Yeah. Inside, you see Hope would be brushing tangles out of Isabel's hair. She would chastise her mother for assisting her. Bones would spend most of the evening outside. Is there any conversations that anyone would like to have at this time, or anything that you guys would like to do before the morning?
Yes. Sorry, I went pee really quick. I forgot to turn my camera back on. Sorry. As Jaren is getting done with that conversation, Aeolus would have just, to be fair, no offense to Jaren, Aeolus would have also sent in Drew with Hope. Obviously asking Hope initially, hey, can you watch Drew for a little bit?
Of course.
I appreciate it. Drew, don't steal.
She looks at Hope, terrified. You recall that Hope had previously whispered, "Who knows?" to Drew, and Drew nods, wearily taking a step towards Hope. Yes, of course.
Does Isabel take towards Hope at all? Or not Hope, towards Drusilla? Does Isabel take towards Drusilla at all? Is there any reaction there?
She, you see that Isabel looks down at Drew, and Drew looks up at her, and she says, "How old are you?" "I'm 15. Cool.
Yeah, makes sense.
And do you play cards?
Oh no.
No.
I'll have
really.
overheard this, and I'll say, Drew.
Do you play like Chamoots or Gin Rummy or no, not really. Do you know Fall Around the Moon Maiden? What? And they have sort of this interaction as like a young child and a slightly older child. No, I don't know Fall Around the Moon Maiden. Well, it's a really easy game. I can teach you if you like. No.
And then I'll say, Drew, don't forget we're gonna have our music lesson again tonight.
Yes, more music. Of course. No one has broken the lyre. Why would we no longer play it? It's true, Drew. Drew doesn't.
Broken the leader? What?
The lyre, like the lyre, like a lyre, like a musical instrument lyre.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Caleb needs you right now.
Okay, hold on. Real.
Pause break. Pause break.
Pause break. I got to open up one of my Christmas gifts early.
Sorry, guys.
You're good. I got these special playing cards that are Grateful Dead themed.
Ooh, love that. That is gorgeous.
Ain't it?
What does the Jokers look like?
The Jokers are actually custom cards that are like to Theory 11, which is the company Theory 11.
Ah, okay.
Have this one. It says "World's Finest Premium Quality, Made in the USA," and it has like this is like their presents card.
Nice.
And then there's another Joker as well. My lord.
He's not just yours. Oh, nice.
It's dancing bears with the dancing animals in the middle, all around it.
How cute.
On the inside of the box, it has like peace signs, bears, all the way throughout the inside of the box.
How nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. Man, I'm excited for my character.
Let's go. I'm excited.
Hey, so sorry about that.
You're good.
No.
I may
Stuff
have to.
happens.
I'm hoping not, but there may be a time where I have to dip unexpectedly. My nephew is having seizures.
Oh.
And
my.
my brother is really concerned because he's only about 1 year old.
Yeah.
So they're heading to the emergency room right now, and there may be like if I do need to go to the hospital, I will have to step away to go to the hospital.
That is completely understandable.
Understandable. Yeah, no, don't.
Yeah, understandable for sure.
So, Drew and Hope Isabel have this conversation, and it is endearing and adorable.
Yeah, and then while Jaren and Godfrey are outside, like I had sent Drew off, and I'm not so casually gawking at Godfrey the entire time he's using muscles and moving things. Shocker. But I like I'm gawking, but I'm also like strumming like a almost like working tune to like because it's been scientifically proven that tunes and working music helps people work a bit better. Because that's the only way that I can help in this situation because I can't move shit. You see these muscle mass?
Yeah.
I can do some acrobatics, but with my body weight, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then after they have that conversation, and like Bones is obviously still outside, like on the steps, and I'll go up to Godfrey and I'll just say, like, first of all, like, I'll be around to join you to help like fortify the window, so you're not just doing it by yourself, at least in some capacity here in a second. I'm gonna see if there's anything I can do to help the new friend here on the stairs.
Yeah, your loud friend. Heard.
And then I will...
Yeah, he gives you a crisp pat on the shoulder, Gottfried, before he goes to tend to the windows. He's not currently wearing all of his armor. He is topless, from the waist up. He's cut.
I'll try to not let that distract me.
Yeah.
Christian is currently very distracted with that imagery. Anyway,
Good luck.
but for Bones, I'll just I'll sit behind him, because I assume he's like a little bit further down on the the wall or whatever. So I'll sit like behind him, and then I'll just put my hand on. I'll like tap his gently, do that thing of like put your hand on their shoulder slightly, just to let them
he kind
know
of
that you're
he
there.
kind of jumps, tenses a little bit, but he turns and looks at you and
And I'll say, how are you doing? You seem disheveled.
Not doing too great, mate. Thanks for asking.
Is there anything that you want to talk about or talk through? I know we just met and all, but sometimes it's easier to talk to a stranger.
That's fair.
Or we can just sit here in silence while you process whatever it is you need to process. Just know that I'm here if you need to talk.
He looks at you and he says, "My father, he really was a excuse me. My father was a captain in the Navy, and he really did fight against storm giants.
Yeah.
He died when I was a boy, I didn't know him, but my mother told me that he was a great man." He stares off into the sky briefly.
He does sound like a great man. I'm sorry that you didn't get to know him better.
I wanted to man a ship like my father. And that's why I became a captain. I didn't even know him, but I wanted to be just like him. Yeah.
We do things to feel closer to our parents, and if that means following in their footsteps, that's what we do.
Did you know your father? Well,
I knew my adopted father quite well.
did you need him or like him? Or...
Yeah, I did love him quite a bit. Didn't have a mother. So, it sounds like you at least have the mother aspect.
Yeah, I loved my mother. I just don't understand. And he brings his hands up to his forehead. Alvina lost her parents. She bared a life without them, full of pain and loss. Why would she take that opportunity away from someone else? Do you think she hates me that much?
I don't
He
think
turns
she...
and he looks at you.
And I'll say, I don't think Elvina hates anyone else more than herself. And I think that she's processing and doing things the way that she believes was the right way to do them. Now, I don't know what this thing is necessarily that she did or didn't do, but I assume that's just something that she did in order to, in her mind, spare you with whatever happened. Because I know, from what I know, is I know that she, from overhearing everything, it sounds like she left you in the night on your ship. And as far as I'm aware, that was probably to do with something that she believed was right in the moment. Not saying it was the right thing to do, but I'm not saying it wasn't. Because we both don't know what's going on inside her head, but it sounds like it's something that she believed that was right in the moment. But I don't know what thing she took away. Can I make an what is it? Not persuasion, but like
You can make an insight check to attempt.
I was about to say, I was like to kind of put pieces together.
Yeah, you can make an insight check.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I can just click it, right? Or where do I click it?
Yeah, you can. If you click just the bonus modifier to it, it'll
22. I got a nat 20.
Fuck yeah.
That was in D&D Beyond. Wait.
He looks down at the ground. Aeolus, it was you who spotted his concern on the stairs beneath Strahd's heart. You've seen his heart too. As he looks down at his hands, you start doing some time estimates. Alvina's not necessarily a very cozy person. Might be easy for her to have a one-night stand, but she's smart. Might get a little lazy if she has a long-term partner. And he's the only one that you know, and you know that Alvina has a child. Click,
and I'll yeah. And I'll say, so she left you that night because she was pregnant and thought it was better to raise her kid away from the sea and you.
Let's not mince words, away from me, mate. She didn't even give me a chance. I know I seem like a right shit, but I do care about her.
And it sounds like you're gonna potentially care about what it sounds like, since you never knew your dad. It really hits home that you wanna be there for whatever kid you do have.
Well, right now, mostly I'm having a full-on fucking panic attack because I'm pretty sure that Yusara's... He looks at you as he mentions Yusara's name to see if you have any recognition.
I assume.
That's rough, buddy.
I'm assuming. I know she
I
was.
think Alvina has mentioned
comfortable.
the hags by name.
I don't think
not
that
by
she
name.
has either.
I know.
Mentioned them.
No,
Briefly, like.
No, wait, because you mentioned that you were like living with hags, and that
Yeah.
wasn't just to Jaren. That was like to the group during the whole hag thing. So
the hags in the Bone Grinder. So sorry to interrupt you. The hags in the Bone Grinder definitely called Yusara and Sarah by name.
That is true.
Morgantha and what was her name? Fucking Igabeth.
Something like that, yeah.
her two daughters would have definitely mentioned Yusara and Sarah by name. You can leave it up to Aeolus if that would have been pertinent enough information for him to recall.
Well, I mean, it would be probably pertinent enough because she was basically raised by hags, and Aeolus is known to be like typically pretty wary about like evil creatures, and hags are definitely on his shit list for the most part. To begin with, especially from backstory purposes. Anyway.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
So they're like they are on his shit list. So I feel like Aeolus would know. Not necessarily. I don't think Aeolus would call Yusara like her mother, and I would probably Aeolus would probably just say, and I'll say, you mean the hag?
Yeah, that cunt bitch Yusara and that cunt bitch Yusara. Fucking cunt bitches. Fucking cunts.
Valid
You
feelings
just
to have.
start muttering cunt over and over again. Fucking stupid cunts. Fucking God.
Listen, I may be understanding a lot of things, but hags are not one of them. So I'm with you.
Yeah, mate. And he will double tap your hand. as the conversation comes to a close. Anything else we want to do tonight? Just because I do want the boys to get a chance to introduce their new characters.
Mhm.
Anything else? Jaren, if there's any conversations that you would like to have, Elvina?
I think my conversations
Elvina's
can
gonna. She thought briefly about going to Bones again, but she was like, "I'll just let him stew on his
Yeah.
own." And she went and
Yeah.
found some room and just sort of stayed there for the night.
I do have not necessarily something I want to do, but something I want to bring up.
Yes.
You know how we've done like you have done like the whole like dream sequence things like
Yes.
before. Okay, so I was gonna I'm not saying you have something prepped now, and I don't want to just spitball it. So whenever you just you can obviously message me, but I think it'd be pretty cool to talk to Hades.
Yeah.
While I
absolutely.
slept one night.
Absolutely.
Just pick
Absolutely.
a long
Daddy
rest.
Hades?
Yeah. I was like,
Papa?
just pick a long rest if you want, and I'd be down to do something
Papa
along
gets
those
that.
lines. It doesn't even have to be Hades. It can be a
Yeah.
henchman, or however.
Yeah, I love
Papa
that. Let me
Hades?
put
We
that
have
in our
Daddy
player
Days,
chat
Papa
here.
Hades.
Hades.
Yeah, we can certainly do that.
Because then it would be something that Aeolus would end up starting to understand. Because right now, weary as fuck of a lot of
Yeah, no
Yeah.
understanding of that. That's absolutely valid, buddy. We can save that for next session. That sounds awesome. Love a dream sequence. Anything else that people would like to do? Jaren, if you do not interact with Hope, if you don't interact with Isabel, she's not going to interact with you. She avoids you like the plague. You come to sit down at the table where your wife and daughter have already started eating. Your daughter gets up. She insists on sleeping in the bed with her mother, and Hope the beds there are sort of not big enough to accommodate 3 people. So she's like, I'm sorry, she's adjusting, sir. Give her time.
Yeah, I think into the scene of at the dinner
Mhm.
table,
Yeah.
I sit down and she gets up and storms off.
Yeah, the sound of the chair is apparent.
Yes.
As it scrapes across the ground, and she stands up. Good night, Mum. I love you. And she does not look at you and exits.
Damn.
I think before I even sit down, my hand is just on top of the chair, my head kind of down. I guess I deserve that.
She'll come around. She's just furious and
Isabel has every right to feel however she does about me. I'm not gonna say one way or the other. I think about worse than myself than she probably does, but I don't know.
Hope will reach out and squeeze your hand. I know that this isn't something that you maybe want to hear, but she spoke of you often. When she was mad at me, or she spoke of you. Even when you were gone, she missed you, though she does not show it now. As Hope sort of looks at the door where Isabel had just stormed out.
At least that's some good things to hear. But I believe it. She definitely takes after me in that way. When you care about something very deeply, it makes you passionate.
Yes.
Especially when it's anger.
Yes. She is a holder of grudges, like someone I know. And she'll hit your shoulder with her own. She'll get over it quickly, though. She's young.
She shouldn't be here.
I know.
Neither should you. I'm gonna get us out of here.
I know. I believe you will.
Before I found you, I was starting to lose myself. I was starting to feel the hunger seep back in. And Drac, I made I made him make me a promise that he would take me out if I was gone.
She sits up straighter.
Trying to understand why he did what he did. I'm really, really trying. I think there is like a gripping of the table. I shared whiskey with the man. I shared thoughts with the man. I kind of pound on the table. I made a promise. He made a promise to me that he would take care of me if I needed to. It goes the same way to him. I'm gonna get us out of here. But I have business.
I know that you will.
I'm going to get up from the table.
Hope stays seated as you exit.
Yeah.
She takes a deep breath.
I leave the book with her. I leave Drax's drawing journal.
Yeah. She'll go through it if you leave it.
Yeah, no, that is the point. Is I leave it there.
Yeah, she will go through it. Anything else, lads? The next morning comes very swiftly. Sleep,
That's a long rest.
yes, is
Long
uncommon
rest. Change my fucking spells.
to all of you. You toss and you turn. Those of you who trance have a hard time getting comfortable to trance, except for Aeolus, who is in the basking of the Cape of Billowing. Cape of Billowing, insanely comfortable because of literally fucking course. It's the Cape of goddamn
Billowing.
You awake in the morning. You guys know where you're headed. You plan to return to the Vistani, or not really return to, because you're technically going to a new encampment. Plan to go to the Vistani. Hope approaches you in the morning. After sleeping in a separate area entirely, with Isabel. Gottfried is exhausted. The man does not sleep, hardly eats. He needs aid here, and I could not bear to let her out of my sight.
Understood. He said he needed more people here anyways. And it's better that you're both protected by the light.
I will watch you. She reaches over and she grabs your shoulder. She hands you a red potion. A potion of supreme healing. Supreme.
Big.
Supreme. Supreme.
Looks kind of good.
Got that supreme at Taco
No
Bell.
one in particular.
Like Aeolus, after like having like overheard the conversation with like Godfrey last night, and then Hope also saying, like, I assume we're kind of in the common areas.
Yeah.
Okay. After like hearing Hope having said that, and like remembering that Jaren had said last night that he needed to send a message, and I was like, do you have a way to contact the Order?
I do. Here. I'm going to.
Her name is Danica.
Yeah. No, I'm looking for my spells. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. As you wake up in the morning, Alvina, Bones does not join you guys for breakfast, but he is outside, readying the cart with Godfried. Godfried, who you guys have not seen sleep, is and looks like shit. He's hot, but he looks like shit because he's tired. No EP for Godfried.
Beep, beep. And so
Where is my sending spell? God damn it.
Where is the sending spell, damn it?
I gotta find it.
Who are we sending this to, damn it?
Danica. I'm sending this to Danica. I will. I guess this is how I've stated using the sending spell before, so I guess I'll have to in front of everybody. I will pull that lantern out from my side, and I will open up the side compartment and take my hands and just snap my fingers with a little sacred flame as it lights with this stickly green flame as I begin to speak into it, as I hold it out in front of me. I get 25 words. Okay, let me count them out.
Yeah.
Danica. It's me, Jaren. Things have happened since we last met. Argynvost is purged and safe. The gods touch this plane again. I got 4 more.
Come protect this place or some shit like that.
Protect your order here.
Solid.
Like it.
Perfect.
I'm like, live here and
Here.
prosper. Like,
Yeah, dude. Like,
Live long and prosper, my dude.
live long and prosper, man.
Okay. You hear a quick and frantic message back. This is 24 words.
ooh.
Cool.
Druids have attacked the Wizards of the Wines. Sending you aid as we speak. Strahd is on the warpath. I hope you found your wife. As you get this message back
Ooh.
from Danica.
Saucy.
Is on the way, dear. Help is on the way. Yes.
You said
And then
that.
also, I want
Putting this in resources.
well, Jaren will have to share the fact that the druids have attacked the winery.
Yeah,
So I
the
think she's
druid.
technically dealing with that and only sending certain people over to help us. Because I
Yeah.
think she's probably fighting a war on her front.
That is the message that you receive back from Danica.
I will relay that information. I'm gonna say it seems she can send some of them, but not all of them. It seems that the druids are attacking the Wizard of the Wines. I'm not sure why.
Well,
The druids with Strahd?
I suppose. I mean, if this is her land, then the druids belong to her. I don't know.
the druids belong to the land which belongs to Strahd. Godfried interrupts.
Exactly.
No druid here. He's the kind that you'd like to meet. If the druids have attacked the winery, it's because Strahd is intent on destroying the Keepers of the Feather. Fuck. It's Godfrey.
Yeah, fuck. Fuck indeed. So
Damn.
wait, Godfrey knows about the order just offhand?
Yeah.
Yup.
He's been
That-
alive
I-
for a long time.
That's true.
And
I
dead
wanted
for
to
a
make
long
sure.
time, you know?
That's true.
You can inquire further on his knowledge of the Orders of the Feather if you would like.
What do you know of the Order?
I've heard much of the Order. Heroes come here all the time seeking the Sun Sword. Many of them have been slain. I've attempted to ward them off just as much as I have attempted you. I have myself attempted to ward off members of the Orders of the Feather in order to protect them, but no one ever listens to me, he says, looking at Elvina, and
If it helps, I don't listen to anyone.
some of them aren't as strong soup stock as you are. Strong soup, he says.
Oh, not weak soup anymore.
Not weak soup anymore.
I appreciate that.
Good to
Your
hear.
cart is ready. Bones, help me. Load it up. I've got food, water, all that you'll need. 2 horses draw the carriage. They're from your Vistani friends?
No. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, it's their horses. I removed the bangles from them so that way they don't make the sounds that bangles make.
Rawr.
And it is ready to go. Your wife has told me that she plans to stay here with your child.
Yeah, they're both very strong.
Good.
And then we also have the, and then I'm sorry. And then we also, and then there's also some from the Order that are coming over from the winery.
They'll be safer here than they are at the winery.
That's where my mind is. So have we discussed and decided where we wanted to go? Also, I know we voted, but now I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck. Because I'm like, what? Literally, the Vistani and the elves for Elvina go one way, and the winery's the opposite direction.
I mean, Elvina's
Yes.
cool with taking the L to go to the winery.
I mean,
Okay.
you also know that Danica is not an ignorant person. She would not send aid
That's what I was thinking.
if she was not in the position to.
Yeah.
But it's clear that she does not feel comfortable moving. You guys know how hard it is to move throughout Barovia, except for, of course, the Vistani. Probably not anymore. You guys know how hard it is to move throughout Barovia. You interact with a lot of things. Right now, she's probably trying to bear down the hatches. Or you can presume that. You also don't have to go to the Dusk Elves. You can choose to go to the Wizards of the Wines. You also know that south to Berez is where that Fae waits for you. You know that in the mountains are where the werewolves are. You know a lot of things. You don't have to go there if you don't want to, but
Listen, the Fays and the werewolves that Jaren's trying to look for all at once? No. Granted, it's on the way past the Vistani and the elves.
but the wagon is packed.
Now Danica can hold her own. She wouldn't send us people if she wasn't sure of her position. But I do know that
No, go. Sorry, continue.
I was gonna say, but I know there's some. I've gotten my issues settled for the most part, and I know. I don't know. Where do you guys think? We have a lot to do.
Elvina arc. I want to see it.
Elvina, I'm not gonna lie. A bunch of Dusk Elves would be really, really helpful.
Sort of thinking in the same boat on that. But I don't even know what's gonna happen when we get there.
Yeah, because
The one that was here has
yeah.
told us that all of the females are gone.
Yeah, it'll.
And that isn't
It'll be a
he like
sausage
following
party.
Strahd? So doesn't that also mean that they would potentially be following Strahd? Because they're also, if it's the Vistani and the elves that are together,
Was it Rahadin who cut off all their ears?
It was Rahad.
Yes, it was.
okay. So
Rahadin.
maybe they're not with Strahd.
They're
Rahadin
definitely
is
not
also,
allied with Strahd, but like
is also a Dusk Elf as well, but he had his ears, obviously, because he didn't cut his own off.
Well, the Vistani were working for Strahd too, but now that's kind of probably going out the window now, isn't it?
Keep going, but my
Well,
computer
and my other thing is, why would they get rid of all the females? Who was it that did that? Do we know who was it that did that?
You know that Rahadin is the one who came and slayed all of the women, the female
Okay.
Dusk Elves, at the behest of Strahd. So with whatever Strahd was providing, which is, a lot of resources, as she is the lady of this land. Hold on, real quick.
I do feel like there would be a lot of answers as to why Strahd did some of the things that she did if we visit the Dusk Elves. But
Yeah,
I mean, up to you guys. Up to you guys.
Elvina is also going to approach Bones during this conversation to try to talk to him briefly, I guess, aside one more time before they head out to wherever they head out.
Of course.
When she does pull him aside, I think she's going to say, no matter where we end up going, honestly, I think you should stay here.
I don't think that's up to you, Elvina.
All I know is that this area is safe, and by your reaction, you obviously would like to be in her life, and I want to give you that opportunity, and if I can't make it back, someone has to.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Persuasion.
Devin's computer crashed. He's getting back up.
Oh, bruh.
Okay, and then
A 15 persuasion, 16 persuasion.
I got, they're in the same realm. The disadvantage would be the 15, I guess.
He turns back towards the cart with the stuff loaded in. So you're leaving or not? He calls to everybody. He's coming with you.
Can I take a stab at him?
Before you leave, Jaren, you feel a hand grab your chin and turn it, as your wife plants, as long as you're consenting, plants a hard and hot and fast kiss on your face.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, I was doing some notes referencing and kind of lost.
She says,
sight of what
she
we're doing.
she looks at you in the face and says, "There's more where that came from if you survive." And she pats your cheek twice.
Understood.
Jaren kind of blushing.
Oh yeah, very much like I think Jaren in his own head is like going through all of the knowing that when he's going back out into the wilderness again, those instincts are coming back, and his thought process is going back into that like Monster Hunter-esque way, and that fully just ripped to the side. It's like, oh yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. Like,
And then you'll hear Aeolus, very, very much sibling-like from the background, be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so the cleric does get down and dirty."
oh, smite you where you stand.
And then I'll just walk by and I'll wink at Jaren, and then I'll go and I'll just keep walking, and then I'll probably try to talk to Bones and like help him. Obviously, not necessarily for the story. We can do it like, however, off, as in like.
Yeah.
Just help him work through the process of getting in touch with his emotions, because big dumb man no longer know how emotion.
Of course. You guys can do that along the journey. Everyone hops aboard the carriage. You are minus Hope. You are minus Isabel. You are minus Godfried. They are tending to Argynvostholt. You are +1 Bones! Yay!
Are we minus
Before
a
I-
Drusilla or?
No,
Yeah.
she's in the boat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I don't know if I would ask Drew what she wanted to do first. Like that would be the other thing, and then I would also tell Godfrey to get some sleep before I
How
left.
long do you think I would be in the Pokeball for?
7 billion.
I mean, obviously
years.
we would you wouldn't be in it until we got into a near vicinity of danger, if someone's sensed a sense of danger along the way. But I want you to do what you feel that you want to do for this, because I don't want you to have to constantly go in and out of this pocket dimension.
Yeah.
I don't like
While we're
being
doing
there
this.
very much by myself, but I don't want you to go away. Will you stay here with me?
I would love to, but we have to go do these things in order to be able to save the area. Not the bad words. Christian doesn't know how to speak. I'll say, I would love to, and I fully intend on coming back and staying with you. In order to do that and not have to look constantly over our shoulders, we have to do certain things in order to take down Strahd, to allow us to move freely, which means more stealing from people.
She smiles at you. Godfried behind her will lower to one knee.
I would be happy to teach you how to use a wooden sword, if you'd like. Should you stay here?
Oh my god, I'm gonna learn how to use a sword. I will be staying here. And I'll see you soon.
And then I'll say, I'll look at Godfrey and I'll say thank you. And then also I'll say, teach her how to use a sword, but I have a feeling she might like some daggers. Drew?
You already have those on my person right now.
Yeah, so daggers is gonna be where she's gonna sit. I had a feeling.
Yeah. He will lift her up and pick her up on his shoulders and begin heading back towards Argynvost as you leave. She waves from the top of his shoulders.
I know, as she before I officially walk away, I'll ruffle her hair a little bit and then fix it, and then give her a kiss on the cheek, and then I'll say I'll be back.
Live, Godfried says.
I don't intend on dying.
Isabel does not come to say goodbye as you all leave.
Yeah, that feels bad. That feels...
If you would like to talk to her before you go, you certainly can, if you wanted to pull her aside or retcon something from last night, because I want you to get that opportunity if you would like, but you don't have to.
I think before we go, before we even went outside to leave, I'm assuming Isabel is staying within close proximity to Hope for most of this.
She is very watchful of her mother.
Right.
But if you are around, she just keeps a safe distance.
I think I won't say anything else unless she says something to me. But I'm gonna say they're down in the kitchen again.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stand into a doorway, and in my hand I'm rubbing something, just kind of messing with it, moving it. And I begin to walk in. And if she gets up, I'm assuming she might try to leave if I come in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, no need for that. I'll be gone in a moment. And I'm going to walk up to the table, and without making eye contact with her, I'm going to put on the table, I'm going to put my hand on the table and say, I just thought you should want this back. And I'm going to put on the table a tiny, not tiny, I would say maybe about the size, probably about the size of this playing card.
Yeah.
Is a carved wolf. Just a wooden carved wolf that is worn and old. You can tell where the sharpened edges from when it was first made have been dulled from just rubbing and moving, and it has also gotten damp from being out, and being held and moved. Just thought you'd want this back. And I put it down in front of her. For Isabel, this would be a small wooden carving that I gave her when she was first born.
She looks up at you for the first time. She hasn't really looked at you. Her face is set. Her jaw is tight. Make an insight check with disadvantage.
Okay.
This DC is high. Sorry.
No, you're good. My D&D Beyond dice are super fucking slow. I don't know why. Disadvantage. Lowest would be an 8 plus 7, so that's 15.
15 is still pretty good. On a 15, she reaches over and drags it quickly across the table, pockets it, and leaves the room.
I think a very reluctant smile when she leaves comes across his face. And then I leave.
The road. Scroll. You trudge on. The snow has returned thick and heavy. Throughout the day, it becomes densely packed up to your ankles if you're walking. If you're on the cart, it grinds slowly through the snow. You are wet and cold and heading back to the Vistani camps with your spirits nearly as damp as your boots. There are clouds in the sky that hang oppressively low, and after a while, the beacon from the Tower of Argynvost is no longer visible. Jaren, before you left, Hope would have slipped into your front pocket some herbs.
Okay.
These are, you know what these are. And she will pat your chest. The smell of Hydrahelix is affronting to your nostrils as she puts a bunch of herbs in your chest pocket.
If this land had any deer, they would smell me from a mile away, but thank you. All right.
You could use something to make you smell better. Or a bath.
She kisses
you. Right. She kisses your cheek. So as you are journeying, the pungent smell of herbs given to you by your wife does not replace her presence or strength at your side.
No.
And the horse's breath is heavy as you guys make your way back towards the Vistani camp. The path ahead of you eventually, after a few hours, begins to form, unearthing itself from the opaque snow. The Savage Road. Until you find yourself at a familiar crossroads, ignoring the hanging rope, heading towards a clearing with a menagerie of colorful tents at its center. The glow of warm fire and smoke billowing into the sky as you hear shrieking laughter as you approach. Make a perception check.
I don't like it.
Aeolus, you are muted.
So, are we going back? It's like the first Vistani camp, not the Vistani camp. Like I'm looking at like the map on
it's the one that says Vistani and elves. So this is not the camp that you were previously at, but it is presumably their long-term camp. They were here and making their way here.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure because I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's a long ass walk back, and then we have to walk close to Castle Ravenloft again if we have to do that. It probably would have
taken 2 days, but I am speeding through this travel right now.
Got it. Anyway, perception check. Sorry.
Yeah. If you would like, you can make a perception check as you are making your way towards the camp.
17.
18 and 17. David did 17.
Yeah.
On an 18, hanging from the trees, streamers move idly in the wind. The trees seem to be adorned with some kind of red paint? Decoration of some kind? as you approach Aeolus, you see Sophia on top of the wagons as she was previously signal to a man down below who you recognize because of his deep skin. Gregor steps down from a stool where he had been previously reaching up towards this tree, holding a bucket with the streamers moving and glistening. You squint, Aeolus. Those are not streamers. Ropes and cords of intestines hang from the trees above. Jaren, the metallic smell of blood is filling your nostrils. The sound that you at first had thought was laughter because you were approaching the Vistani camp, you realize instead is short bursts of bittersweet cries. As in the center of camp, closest to the fire, you see Zuri Kolyana, the wife of Luvash Kolyana, or Cortana, excuse me, clutching her stomach on the ground, holding a blood-soaked fringe vest that you last saw on Luvash. Her mouth is wet and trembling as she weeps. Please do not leave me, Amor, please don't leave me. As her head is bowed low as you guys approach the Vistani camp.
I'm confused.
Are we
Yes.
to assume that these intestines are Luvash's? That's what I am assuming.
I mean,
They
she's
have gotten
holding,
Luvash's body,
she's
though.
holding the vest that
She's Strahd. Who knows what she would have done?
She's holding the vest that you last saw on Luvash. And there are intestines in the trees. As you approach, you can inquire further if you'd like.
I mean, Elvina's not just gonna ask that question.
That's
Gregor.
a crazy ass question to ask right away out the
What?
gate. Hey guys, what's going on?
So
That's
whose
crazy.
intestines are these?
Whose fucking intestines are these?
Yo, this shit is wild.
Wild.
Stepping down from the step stool is
bananas.
Gregor, and as you approach, you see Sophia on the top of the wagon grab a blade from her pocket and start to pull it out. Do not harm our friends, Sophia. As he holds up his hand. Hello.
We mean no harm.
Sophia, please. She lowers the blade. He has a bucket full of presumably blood as he approaches you. I'm sorry, I'm afraid that you've caught us at a time.
What's going on here?
We were, he looks back. Visited in the night by an old friend. Who, is a friend no longer.
Understood.
If you have come here to eat and dine, I'm afraid that we have nothing for you. Rations are tight, we have... Rations are tight. As Gregor looks at you, Zuri is weeping on the ground, crying out loud.
So, real quick, there's a lot of Vistani and a lot of people that were... So, who were the two that stayed back at the Strahds?
So the Vistani that are in Castle Ravenloft are Alexi Cortana and Esmeralda Cortana. They are siblings. They are Luvash's siblings. Alexi is Luvash's twin. Algren is Luvash's dead brother. He is dead because he revealed that Jay was the betrayer, and he was killed by Rahadin instantly with a power word kill.
Mm-hmm.
Luvash, we can presume at this point, is probably dead.
Okay.
Damn.
As
So she's
Esmeralda and Alexi, last you saw back at Castle Ravenloft. There are a bunch of Vistani here. They're all in the NPCs. If you scroll up, they're all in like a list together. The Vistani, if there are
What was
any.
Nana Vistani's name?
Madame Ava,
Madam
Oh,
Ava.
that one I was like, I know that one.
I couldn't remember, I'm sorry.
The Vistani, as you look at them, they look weathered, like shit. Dressed for the cold. Their clothes covered in blood, tattered. Some of them have injuries on their face. But you know who doesn't look like shit? Who looks quite nicely dressed in his apparel. A man is bent adjacent to Zuri at this moment, leaning over her, consoling her. Thaddeus, would you like to describe what you look like?
Yeah, so Thaddeus Gunter. Thaddeus, hold on, I have to activate the little chip in the stream. Thaddeus Gunter, he's a well-looking man, well put together, looks very lavish. He's tone, not really built, you know. Got long blonde hair, some nice brown eyes, about 5'9", so you know, the average height. He's got a nice fur-lined coat jacket looking thingy, and you just hear him next to Azuri, right?
Her name is Zuri, yeah. Thaddeus Gunter looks like a polished gem in a bed of ash.
Yes, sir.
His coat perfectly pressed, his boots spotless, despite the blood and mud clinging to the snow. He looks tip-top.
You just hear him say, There, Zuri. Everything's gonna be alright.
But he's gone. I don't...
It's alright. We're gonna make everything right.
She throws her arms around you, her shoulders shaking, tears streaming down her face. He's gone. I cannot live without him. I can't.
I just do the best I can to try to calm her down. It's okay. Everything's gonna be alright.
Yeah, Thaddeus, you can make a perception check if you'd like.
Sure. I'll make a Percepidillis.
As you are peeking over Zuri's shoulder.
13.
Perfect. You see brown eyes meet your gaze, peeking out from the curtains of a small blue tent covered in snow. Arabelle intently watches her mother. She looks at you, but she does not smile, and she does not exit the tent. This is Luvash's daughter. The mute one who you guys found at Lake Zarovich.
I mean, would Thaddeus have been the only one to notice, or is this like a thing for everyone type of thing?
No, you guys can roll a perception check also as you're looking onto this. But you do see this very well-dressed, posh man comforting Zuri as she weeps.
I only got a 10.
Yeah, no, you do not notice. DC's 12. DC's 12.
Thaddeus will get up and, well, not get up, but you know, she threw herself on him, and is just, well, let's get you on back to the tent now. Get yourself nice and warm. Get you cleaned up.
Thank you. As she weeps so heavily.
Of course, thank you, Thaddeus, for your help.
Oh, ain't nothing but a thing. I'm here to help you guys. Whatever you guys need, I'm here for it.
We appreciate your aid.
He turns to look at you, Elvina.
The devil came in the night to deliver death to us. She has taken the lives of many. I'm glad to see that you are alive, Elvina.
Thank you. I'm glad to see that you're alive as well. I'm sorry that what happened has happened.
It's alright.
We're trying to fix things, but it's creating more of a mess along the way, I guess.
This is Luvash's mess. He chose to protect Esmeralda. He knew the consequences. If you'll excuse me.
Of course.
He returns to gathering innards off of the tree.
That's protein. I don't know if they're not in Strahd's good graces anymore.
Alvina wants to offer to like help, but like not really at the same time, you know.
There is blood everywhere. It is not just the trees. There is clearly scratches on the sides of some wagons. There is a dead horse off in the distance laying in the snow. There are, of course, the Vistani that you know here. You do see Standmere. Not Standmere. Yeah, Standmere. Standmere moving, assisting in cleaning what has marred the soil. You see Safia and her little bird twittering above her while she sits on the wagon, watching intently around.
How many of them are left?
As you look around, this encampment is different than the original encampment that you were at. The original encampment that you were at, there were around 30 Vistani, okay? Based on the amount of tents here, you would suspect that this is an encampment to suit about 75. There are not 75 people moving around. One of the tents is ablaze. You only, as you're moving around, Darren, doing your due diligence, spot 12 people moving around, but it is cold outside. It is cold. A lot of the Vistani are women and children. Most of the people moving about are able-bodied men and women, or otherwise. You see Thaddeus, after he has attended to Zuri and delivered her back into what you would recognize as Madame Ava's tent, he returns out in the snow. This very posh man.
What's your name?
The name's Thaddeus Gunter. Pleased to meet your acquaintance.
How'd you get here?
Well, I was here because I got a letter to do a job, and when I got here, it turns out the job was already done. So
You got the letter?
Yeah. If you want to see it, here it is. And I show him the letter.
I'm going to smell.
He extends a letter that's... What does Thaddeus smell like?
Oh, yeah. What do you smell like?
Honestly, he smells like hickory, like a good smelling hickory.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Thaddeus presents a letter to you with an embossing on it that you recognize immediately. You see the visage of Ravenloft stamped into this letter. This is a similar letter to the one that Aeolus had received. Detailing in it is a request from the Burrowmaster of Vallaki for assistance in locating the hallowed bones of a priest.
Yeah.
However, as you know, Vallaki is ash.
Aren't the bones gone?
Wait.
Or weren't the bones gone too?
The bones of the priest were taken.
Yeah.
You guys re-hallowed
The ground. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, and then Vallaki got burned down?
Yeah,
Because
We
you guys
took
set
the bones.
Vallaki on fire, right?
Yeah, we took.
No. Just the Lady Watcher. No. We only set Lady Watcher's house on fire. And it was notoriously detached from, like, super down. No, we didn't set the whole town on fire.
Am I misremembering? Guys, did you not set the whole town on fire?
No, we
No,
didn't.
we set the
Don't-
church on fire, I think.
Also,
No, not the church. It was only
It was
Madeline.
just
Okay.
Yeah.
Just the Lady Watcher.
I do remember Jay and Jaren specifically going to replant the hallowed bones.
Yeah, I was
while
like,
Yeah.
the
put
rest
those
of
back.
the group, while the rest of the group put Lady Watcher's mansion was on fire.
I mean,
but
nonetheless, a big old bat came out
At the very
the.
least, last you left Vlaki, metaphorically, in ashes. Not necessarily physically, but metaphorically, not doing too great in
Now
the
we
town
did
of
leave
Vlaki.
them.
As far as-
Probably
as
very
far as, like-
confused. They do
as far
not
as,
have a
like-
leader.
as far as like who's in charge, like politically, Ash, yeah.
Everyone wakes up. The whole fucking place is burned to the ground. They're like, Where's our homes go?"
Thaddeus catches you sniffing the letter, like you just take a big old. And I'm just
Oh yeah,
looking
it's
at.
very much. Like
I'm
a
just looking
sniff.
at you and like, some strange people around these parts.
Yeah, you'll find that out pretty soon. And I hand the letter back to him. What is, when I look at Thaddeus, how does he carry himself?
Very taut, up, like he is everything. Like if that were, yeah,
Douchebag.
And I'm here for
not kind of
Yes.
that direction, but more of like he has a status and he makes sure
Yes.
that you know.
It's like a noble. Like it's a
Yes.
noble. Like,
Your
it's-
character was sent here by the Baron, who's dead. Right?
Burrowmaster.
the Burrowmaster.
Burrowmaster.
Yes.
But it was likely based on the letter a ruse, same as the letter that Aeolus had received, or at least you can safely assume that it was probably a ruse based on the fact that Strahd's seal is on the letter itself.
Yeah.
Oh, my music changed.
Oh shit, I need to restart mine too.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, sir. I think it's like the only way you can like say like a upper class. It's like other than calling him an asshole. I don't know. I hate to let you know that you have been brought here under false pretenses.
You know, I kind of assumed that when I got there and the entire town was a mess. I mean, it is what it is, but I did hear some stories on my travels to this camp, and I think I'm looking for you guys.
I think
I think you're looking
up.
for us.
Jesus, when did you get here? Like,
Sorry, Alvina has also just seen this like hoity-toity man, and she's like,
I feel like there's so many times that like I'm just so hyper focused, and Alvina just completely rocks me from the side of the brain. It's just like, God, where did you come from?
Yeah, what do you mean you've been looking for us? Bones says. Also, Bones is here.
No, to be fair, Aeolus would be here,
Oh,
but that's
good,
just because they would
everyone's
be.
here.
I was like, they would just be looking for Madame Ava's tent because Aeolus and Madame Ava get along really well. So
Everyone meet Thaddeus.
How you doing?
So,
"Where'd you come from?"
anyone gonna introduce themselves, like their names?
Nah,
No.
Bones,
That's it.
Alvina,
we don't know this man.
Aeolus, Jaren. I don't know
I,
that guy's name.
you give my name up to someone I didn't tell you to, I'm gonna kick your teeth in.
Well, it's nice to meet y'all. And then I whip out a shiny looking card, and on that card it just says Thaddeus. Oh man, hold on. 3 seconds.
You can do it. You can do it.
Gunter?
No, I'm not struggling on my name. I'm trying to build a business name.
My name.
THD. It just says THD on it. Doesn't stand for the Home Depot. It stands for
The Home Depot.
Thaddeus's helping department.
Okay.
PhD.
Thaddeus
That sounds-
helping department. It's a business I run. We do all kinds of services.
Oh, it sounded like you were trying to offer us a drug. That's what she says.
I
no,
love how
man.
Alan and like I feel like in Thaddeus' character, he was like, literally got choked up after hearing that. I was like not expecting that.
You see, when I arrived to the town of Vallaki, there's nobody, so I had assumed my job was done, and I've been trying to get home ever since, and I can't seem to get out of here.
Well, where's home? Obviously not here then, just based off of what you said.
You know, that's a good question.
Are you from the north? The general
I'm
north?
from
The general
north.
Oh yeah, we got another one.
Another one from the north! The north.
From the Northlands.
Give it up
No.
for the North.
Well, based on his accent, I feel like he should be from the south.
I'm from the Southern
Hey, now.
lands.
There's a mountain there in the north. Mountain.
And, you know, I've heard some stories about y'all, and, it seems like you've done a lot from what I've heard from these people over here, the Vallakis. Seems like you're on a mission to get out as well.
I would love nothing more than to get out of here.
Putting it mildly.
Well, I'm gonna stay here for a while and help out anyone who needs help, because that's what we're all about. And then I shine my card again, and then I'm just like, before you guys leave, would you mind coming to visit me again so I can try to work a proposition for you?
What can you do?
Anything
I begin
you
to
need.
look for any I look for like blades, focuses, like any kind of thing on your body.
I mean, you will see in a sheath I have a short sword and a short bow. That's all you can really see right now.
Can you do something like this? And I put my hand out, and a small sacred flame kind of comes from my hand.
And I'll be like, hey, look over there real quick. And I cast invisibility.
I'm literally locked eyes with you during this entire conversation. So I watch you go and go, I like fully disappear.
Yeah.
Cool.
Holy shit, he's gone.
Yeah, very impressive. Anyhow,
Gregor returns after some time, covered in quite a bit of blood. I'm glad that you have made the journey, Alvina. Casimir, if you're looking to speak with him. He points towards a clearing in the trees. The Dusk Elves, they stay a little while away. Short walk. If you're looking to speak with him.
I think that we are trying to sort of speak with them. Is there anything that we could do before we head out?
No. He looks around. We've caused enough damage ourselves. Gunther, if you wouldn't mind making yourself useful to these people, you can show them to Casimir.
Alright, sounds good to me. If you guys want to follow me.
Before we leave, I'll ask. Do you have any open containers that are not able to be, like, if water goes in them, are you able to house water without it leaking?
Of course. Yes, I can get you a jar.
Do you have something that's 10 gallons worth?
Could get you a vase.
Big
I'm just-
jar.
I mean,
I'm just trying to.
I mean, I have this here water skin if you'd like that.
No, I'm trying to help out and give you guys 10 gallons of clean water and
Ooh.
That would be
something that's
amazing.
open. That I just need an open container, and I just like a decently big enough container to house the 10 gallons of water.
Yeah, he would come back with like this ridiculously colorful vase covered in mosaics of the sun and the desert. This gorgeous, like, it's like a tall plant vase that he would present to you to fill water in.
I mean, I would have to do it multiple times, I guess, because it's 10 gallons.
Yep.
All right, well, here we go. Create or destroy water. I use water for my own water skin and some sand to.
Yeah.
Obviously, just sand's fucking every goddamn where, especially when we were by so many fucking lates.
Yeah.
I've just picked up shit as we've gone along the way, and I will kind of like swirl it around in my hand and kind of like do this, and then I will do the create or destroy water at the first level, 10 gallons.
Perfect. When the vase is full, he looks at you and he says, "And rum to you, friend. Journey safe."
Renla.
As you move throughout the Vistani camp, it is distinctly quieter than you recall. Thaddeus Gunter leading the way. He would take you scroll. He would take you to the edge of the Vistani camp, nestled in a shadow of a dark portion of the woods, a place where the trees seem to blend together toward the ground, their twisted branches nearly touching the earth. The trees give way to a small alcove and a well-trodden path as Thaddeus, with his very clean boots, takes you journeying between the trees until you find a sparse camp. Smaller than the Vistani camp immeasurably, there are several small huts, each crafted from rough-hewn wood and worn canvas. The walls of the huts are patched together with animal hides, and some of the roofs sag under the weight of time and snow. These shelters are fragile, barely holding against the snow and the inevitable erosion of the Barovian curse. These are not built to last. At the center, a fire pit smolders quietly in the heart of the camp, but the light is weak, and the fire offers little warmth. Around the fire, a few elves gather, sitting in silence, others whispering low, and they all look at you quietly as you approach.
Elvina, why don't you take lead on this?
I was just about to say, I think Albina would sort of be towards the front of our group walking into this camp, taking all of this in. She sort of scans around looking for anyone who might be of some sort of authority. Also, if anyone's, trying to kill them right out the gate, just to make sure.
An elf, lean with long black hair, rises. He is a gaunt man with pale skin and dark eyes. His face holds some delicate features of a handsome elf, but sharp angles and deep scars are embedded there. He has no ears on the side of his head. What remains are pieces of jagged, mutilated skin long since healed. None of the elves before you have their ears, and one of whom you recognize, Elvina. You see an elf, limb missing, on his right side, as you see Savid looks at you. Recalling briefly, he was the elf that you saw looking at you inside of Argynvost, that you assisted outside. He actually guided Hope to Argynvost. He was a paid guide. All the other elves begin to rise as well, staring at Elvina. Make an insight check. Anyone who wants to.
Yeah, buddy, you already know it.
Got a 12.
Amazing. You beat a 10.
I got a 16.
Okay. Anybody beat a 20?
One moment, you said insight, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Aeolus is in the restroom. Oh, just kidding.
My dice are gonna take 35 years.
5 business days later.
No,
16.
No, I got a 16.
Okay.
I actually don't know where
Okay.
Christian is.
We will
That's-
the DC is not that high. So if you rolled over a 10, you see a bunch of wide eyes staring in disbelief like they are witnessing a miracle. One of the elves you see clutches his hands together and takes a step back.
Wasn't restroom.
Mouths agape. There is an. Hold on, my brother's calling me real.
You're good, you're good.
There's a woman here.
Whoa!
Lady.
It's like a room full of guy gamers, and there's that one girl gamer.
Every time I feel like I walk into Micro Center,
Mm.
they're like,
You walked up to the camp and they all said,
They immediately in their heads, it's just the birds from Finding Nemo. Mine, 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 mine.
mine, 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 mine.
What do you guys think of Thaddeus so far?
what a guy, what a gent.
Is very much like you're getting a Jaren's reaction of like, some shit's happened. You look way too nice to be here, and I really don't trust it. Don't push me. Like,
Alvina's
that's
thinking he's
fair.
running a pyramid scheme.
yeah.
Who is this guy? What is he trying to get me to sign up for?
Man, I really wish I had a better name for my business other than Thaddeus Helping Department.
We'll have to workshop it. We'll have to, like, in
Workshop.
character, we'll have to workshop it.
What's your goal? What's his?
Hey, so sorry. We were doing a quick check-in. So sorry to cut the mood. Grayson
good.
is just in the hospital and he's got a really high fever, and they think the fever is what's causing the seizure, or at least that's what I think. I'm not a medical doctor.
I know what I'm talking about.
The elf stands and he looks at you, Alvina, and he says,
It is good to know that Savid has not lost his mind.
and he regards you intently.
Vina will look
Bones?
at Savid and be like, "Hey, buddy," like sort of wave to him. Glad you made it back.
He waves with his one hand. See, I told you. He whispers to the other elves around him. Bones stands up a little taller in this moment as Casimir stares at you intently.
I never thought I would see again.
He steps forward and he reaches towards your face.
I never thought I would.
He reaches out,
Whoa,
moves
now.
hair to the side, and if you don't stop him, he curls his hand around your ear.
Alvina
Elvina?
doesn't really know what to do at this moment.
And
She
Bones
also
just
has
comes
not,
out of nowhere. Steel chair.
She-
Wow.
Yeah!
She also has not seen a dusk elf in a long time, so
Bones from the top rope!
I never thought I would see. All right, I'm stealing Alan's accent.
Howdy, partner.
Whoa, mate. Keep your hands off the goods. Bones reaches out and smacks Casimir's hand. Whoa, don't just go touching people without their permission. I am sorry. I apologize.
He withdraws his hand and looks at you.
Leave us.
The other elves scatter.
You are Elvina Crescent.
not sure how you know, but yeah. And you are?
I am Casimir Velikov.
He bows at the waist. He takes your
Alvina will
hand.
do like a head dip and be like, "Nice to meet you, I guess."
He extends his hand. Excuse me.
Alvina's like really, really shocked. She has not met one of her people since, her family.
Yeah.
She will, I guess, extend her hand as well. It's
He
nice to know
takes
that I'm
it
not the last one.
with the tip of his fingers and plants a kiss on your hand. Bones is rigid, fully rigid. I have heard from Savid that you were here, but I could not believe him until I saw you. He looks around. These must be your friends. He spoke of them.
We've lost a couple and gained a few along the way, and she'll actually look at Bones.
Bones is not even looking at you. He is staring daggers at Casimir. It is an honor to be in your presence, Elvina.
Don't be weird about it.
He laughs. I am sorry. He takes a small step back. He's wearing like a modest black frock situation. You have come a long way, I've heard.
Yeah, I'm part of it. I don't even know how I got here.
What has brought you here to the Vistani and here to see me?
Why?
He tilts his head. I'm sorry. We're asking the questions here, mate. And you see Bones sticks 2 fingers on his shoulder. Why what?
Well, why am I the only female, first off, and, who was it that, how did you guys end up losing most of your stuff to Rahadin?
His surprise and awe slowly fade from his face. Ah, so you have come to seek answers. Good. Please come sit by the fire. It is barely a fire. It is smoke and fucking ash at this point. Just a soft smoldering rolling into the sky. It is good to see you as well, Thaddeus. Thaddeus, you would have gotten the impression from Casimir that he is kind of like weirdly focused in a way that I think would make Thaddeus uncomfortable, but you can leave that up to you. He's also intently calm in a way that also makes Thaddeus uncomfortable, but I will leave that up to you.
He's just gonna accept it.
Thank you for honoring us with a visit, Thaddeus Günther. And all of you.
Anytime, I'm always here to help where I'm needed.
So which question would you like me to answer first? What is weighing on your heart the most? Elvina Crescent.
Why are there so few left of us, and why only the men?
Those are 2 questions, but I will answer them both. He extends a hand to you. If you'll allow me.
Well, I came here for answers, I suppose.
Yeah. Are you guys sitting down? What is everyone doing in this moment?
Thaddeus is currently just walking around everyone, making sure that they're doing all right. Just helping where he's needed.
Yeah, you guys feel Thaddeus give you a pat on the shoulder as he passes around.
I suppose Alvina will just have taken a seat by the fire by Casimir, I'd assume.
Yeah. Casimir's voice lowers. We lived in the forests of the Amber Wilds. We were proud of our ways, of our connection to this land.
back when it was the Forgotten Mountains. But Strahd, she came for us. Her army is vast and merciless, swept through our villages, slaughtering anyone who would dare resist. Rahadin was once a general of the Dusk Elves, acting in service. But he became infatuated to the point of obsession with Strahd. She would raid our villages and burn them to the ground. My people, our people, as he squeezes your hand, Alvina, fought with every ounce of their strength. But we were outnumbered. Casimir pauses for a moment, closing his eyes as if trying to block painful images from his mind. When he speaks again, his voice is strained. My sister, Patrina. She was taken by Strahd, corrupted by her, used by her, entangled with her briefly in some kind of sick love. She became infatuated with her. My sister was a powerful sorcerer, and we'd already lost Rahadin. So my people and I, he swallows. Our people did what we thought was right to rid us of this curse. We stoned my sister Patrina to death. I watched her die. We would not lose another number to Strahd. His voice is venomous now. But Strahd does not take kindly to lost toys. She sent her dog, and Rahadin came. And to punish us, he slaughtered the women that remained. And to remind us what he'd done, he took our ears and the last tie to what we are. And this is what remains. My sister Patrina was taken and buried in Castle Ravenloft. And he left us here with the Vistani to rot. His face suddenly shifts back into this. I'm going to put this also in resources. One moment. His face shifts back to like the serene calm it was previously, and he looks at her. Looks at you, excuse me, Alvina. I'm sorry to burden you with sad stories, Elvina Crescent. You are a miracle, a blessing, truly.
Seems that a lot of people over here have been touched the worst way by Strahd.
Yes. We all have wounds from her hands as he moves his hair to the side. His ear is gnarly to look at. But
How did Strahd gain all of this power?
her father was a king, King Barov. She renamed the land after her father. This was once called the Forgotten Mountains. Fey magic that dwelled within the dales caused those who came here to forget its existence. But Strahd was a conqueror. Stubborn, and she would not forget. And she came, and she took over. We tried all that we could. To no avail? It is a wonder, and he reaches he reaches towards your ears again, but stops himself. It is a wonder that you are here, Alvina. I thought that all of the Crescents had died. I watched them die. I thought, but you are here.
That once was another of me, but they came first after the fact of my family leaving. How they got out is a mystery, I guess, but...
They could only be allowed out with the permission of Strahd. She can choose to let whom she wills go. You don't have to be the Vistani to leave, I am old enough to know. You look like your mother, Alvina Crescent.
Thank you.
Is it only you that remains? Your sister, your brother, are they?
They're gone as well. Brother was lost with the parents when they lost. My sister was around for a while, but she made some poor choices in life. Sort of got us in the end.
He looks at you with this face of heartbreak, like sincere heartbreak. I am sorry, my sister, that you have lost your family. We have all lost much. I cannot believe that you are here in front of me, and I apologize for my lack of decorum.
Strahd lets people come and go as she pleases, not how they please. Why would she let them go just to have me brought back?
Alvina, do you know how old you are?
Decent age.
Alvina, you have been gone from Barovia for some time. Alvina, I knew your name because I am eons old. I have been here since before Strahd, and you were here before she and the mist settled upon this land. Your mother and father were killed before my own eyes, before the mist had settled.
It does not feel like it has been that long.
It may be the time moves different here now. Passes quickly.
I think that's what it is.
I have often considered this. The Vistani, he gestures back towards. They are young and old at once. They come and visit and leave and return. Eons older, I figured it was because they were human, but perhaps it is a manipulation of time. While we are here, time passes quickly there. But alas, I have been here too long.
This mist
I am
is
glad.
insane. Sorry. It
No,
sounds
go
like
ahead,
this
go
mist
ahead.
is absolutely insane. It has to be some sort of time constraint, warp, something. Although Strahd's apparently very powerful, so I guess I couldn't put it past her having roped off all of this to herself.
Yes. There is little we know of the power of Strahd. Only that she made her deal with the dark powers after what she had learned at the Amber Temple. My sister, Batrina, was a powerful sorceress. She too had access to the archives of the Amber Temple. It gave her great power indeed, but none as great as what Strahd has received. Do you remember the Ember Temple, Elvina? It was your mother's duty to protect it.
I can't say that I remember it. I don't think she would. I don't think so. No.
He does not. You distinctly do not. Your mother was a very powerful sorceress. She was a member of the Veiled Arcanum. They are an order of wizards and sorcerers who created the Ember Temple. Their sole mission was to safeguard the world from unimaginable evil. And they hid this temple in the Forgotten Mountains with the intention of it being, well, he laughs. Forgotten, we get it, Bones says from off in the distance. Yes, with the intention of it being forgotten. The Dusk Elves worked closely with the Veiled Arcanum to make sure that their creed was honored. We helped protect the temple and keep it secure. That wasn't until Strahd. It wasn't always a place of evil, the Ember Temple. It was born of noble intent. But when Barovia's curse took over, all of the wizards that had once served the Ember Temple, wise, powerful, and good, aligned in their cause to protect this world from forces that should never be allowed to walk among us, they turned on each other. Even Patrina chose Strahd over her own blood and kin. It is a dangerous thing to try to lock away evil without being touched by it. No magic is strong enough to keep a powerful voice silent forever. It is no wonder that Strahd found what she sought there. The Ember Temple holds enough power to tempt gods, especially a vampire like her. She walked into its halls a monster and left something far worse.
Is this temple still standing?
It does still stand. Whatever is locked away in that place, Elvina, is not meant for you, though. Not meant for anyone. To attempt to go to the temple is to risk something greater than death. Its whispers, they will find you, test you, and if you are not stronger, it will take you. It has broken gods and wizards alike. Who are we to think we would emerge unscathed? I will also put this all in resources as well.
So the temple was a place of prosperity before Strahd visited.
Yes. Your mother, the sorcerers and wizards there, worked to conceal the evils of this world in the Forgotten Mountains. But now I fear that we all have been forgotten here in Barovia, left to the devices of a madwoman. Elvina, it would be remiss to not tell you, for I have lived a long time. I have seen heroes come and go. I have seen some even best Strahd kill her only for her to arise the next day. Whatever pact she has made in that temple, it keeps her immortal. Beyond her undeadness, she is unkillable, Elvina.
Well, what would happen if, say, someone destroyed the temple?
Elvina, you do not know what lies within.
Sounds like it's the only thing keeping Strahd around. We can't get rid of it permanently if that temple is still here. And as much as it pains me to disassemble something that my mother spent years protecting, that stood for a right reason, obviously it is not that way no more.
You are brave. Savid told me of this, but I knew. My kin is brave. If you are intent on journeying to the Amber Temple, I will not let you go alone. My sister was corrupted by it. I will not see another fall. I will follow you. You deserve to live. You deserve to be safe.
Does Strahd come back here to see you guys now?
She has no interest in us. We have no joy left for her to steal.
Elvina's gonna glance at Jaren.
I am
sort
like
of a questioning.
one bit behind.
Sort of questioning look with, like, should we send them to Argynvost too? Like, I don't think that they can get any.
As you look to me, I think I would. I'm definitely like listening intently to this whole story.
Yeah, your ring does not indicate that this man is lying. He seems in aggressively candid.
Yeah.
Christian, do you have any instruments that are just that Thaddeus can see on you?
Let's
I
go.
mean, yeah, obviously.
All right, you're gonna see Thaddeus kind of walk up to you, and he's like, "What instrument would it be? I mean, I don't care what it is. I just need to know what to call it. I can't just say, hey, that instrument there."
Hey, that thing.
Thing.
Realistically, it's going to either be a set of pipes, or I left my lyre for,
Priscilla.
yes. So it would be either a set of pipes or a lute.
Okay.
Lute on the back, probably pipes on the the side, like right next to my rapier.
Cool. Thaddeus will walk up to you and he'll say, "Excuse me, I don't remember your name. What was it again?"
Aeolus.
I see you have some pipes there. Morale around here is kind of in the dumps. If you don't mind, could you try to lighten the mood a little, get a little music going?
I can assist in lighting the mood as well. Casimir will cast dancing lights, and lights will move around. He is lightening the mood.
My name. God damn it.
I'm looking at Elvina and like looking to Thaddeus and going, "What the fuck's happening?"
If you look at Bones, this is his expression. The whole time.
I think for the first time, me and Bones have the exact same look on our face as I like make eye contact with him.
Yeah, Bones' lip is curled up, his brows are drawn together, and he does have both his hands on his hip, listening to this story.
Full dad style, just like.
Get a load of
Fucking
this shit.
you! What? The problem is like it. Realistically, Aeolus would know that the problem is it's like it's either the mood needs to be nothing, and just sit with it, or the mood needs to be lightened. And I don't know which one Aeolus would be leaning towards, because they would be confused as fuck.
I have lightened the mood. There is light here now.
That's not exactly what I was talking about. It was more of like a calming situation going on.
He's basically saying that what you said was deep and heavy, man, and everyone's kind of like,
That's it's so true.
Would anyone like some rations? I got some warm food over here.
I feel like... Okay. You're trying to help? Is that what you're doing?
That's precisely what I'm doing.
What a weird way of doing it.
I don't know whether if I'm happy he's here or if I want to hit him. I'm not. I feel like I'm leaning towards Elvina, like saying
I'm
this.
also still trying to feel this lad out. But also, I think we should send the rest of the Dusk Elves to Argenvorsthold.
I can tell you that Thaddeus Gunter has been great at relieving stress here. He is an exceptional masseuse. Thank you again, Thaddeus, for your help.
I
You're
really
just
appreciate
giving out massages?
appreciate the kind words. I'm here to help.
Of course.
you'll. By the way, after hearing that, and I literally will, like, Aeolus will just like whisper over to Thaddeus and be like, "You're not fucking them, are you?"
I'll leave that up to Thaddeus.
He just blinks at you, just like, what did you just ask me?
Just one slow blink.
Absolutely not. None of that's going on here. There was
Listen,
a massacre
no problem if it
last
was.
night,
I'm just
so-
curious.
Thaddeus
No,
is an honest man.
We are not having coitus together.
This was a whisper. This was. By the way, this was a whisper chat. Does him not having ears somehow amplify what he's able to fucking hear or
Yeah,
some
it actually-
shit? 'Cause this,
it's not-
I'm like, I was.
You whisper, and
It's not
Thaddeus
just
is like,
directional,
"No,
now he
we
can
are
hear us
not
360.
having sex."
No, I whispered. I whispered to Thaddeus. I
He's
whispered to
not dead.
Thaddeus.
Bro can hear everything. It's just whole. Like his.
Christian's like,
Don't describe it as whole.
It's
Christian,
just whole.
doesn't he not have ears? Oh my god, where is my fucking player quotes chat?
I mean, it's
he
true. He
not
doesn't have
have
ears, but I feel like technically that would give him a better view of hearing, because ears are directional. You usually only hear left and right, and then your cups actually.
Now it's just
hear.
everything.
Now it's
through
just
this
everything.
it's like everything in this
He has
area.
surround sound.
So you're saying, Alan? So you're saying if I cut off my ears, I get super hearing? Done.
I mean,
If I look on the back of his neck, does it say Dolby Atmos, like 5D audio spacing? Like
Cut off
The,
by
around you.
Rahadin.
it's like
Listen, it was such a heavy
conversation.
conversation. It was such a heavy conversation. Something needed to happen to lighten the mood, even if it was like out of game.
This is so great. Does he not have ears? Aeolus says about Casimir, who had his ears cut off by Rahadin, a war criminal.
does this work? Am I left and right? No. Okay.
It literally seek help. Seek help, guys. Seek help. Anyways, I cast Zone of Silence. I cast Zone of Silence.
Oh, so much like him, no one else gets to hear. Got it.
That's so fucking funny. I'm sorry. I'm Casimir. Have I not lightened the mood as the lights around you appear? He is a good friend, Thaddeus Gunter. I will send the Dusk Elves to assist at Argenvorsthold if you will allow me to journey with you to the Ember Temple, at least to guide you there. No, I think we'll be alright. Just give us directions. We'll be alright. We'll be fine. We don't need you there. Hand holding. Please, Elvina, would you allow me that courtesy in honor of your mother?
Well, we have a lot on our itinerary to get to, and by the sounds of it, this place is awfully scary, so I think that we should have more people coming with us there than less. But that doesn't mean that we're going there right away.
Understood.
We are sort of joint traveling as a gang right now, so everyone sort of has a say in where we're going. So as much as I would love to just go there, I don't know how the party feels.
If there is more that you would like to learn, please, I would be happy to share any knowledge that I have with you. But I must rest.
You know, I think you should go rest. I need to digest everything that I've already learned, I feel like, and we will revisit.
Yeah, go over nap, old man. Of course. He stands and nods.
I love how every 10 minutes Bones is like, by the way, I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
Just so you
Listen.
know.
The trip here,
It's a
Bones has
timer.
done Bones and I have done a lot of therapy sessions, and we've gotten him to a point.
A lot of therapy sessions, 2.
Bones
maybe
is
1.5.
actually Oleg.
No. I would say that it was a good start, and then the other two, since he's a little bit denser, weirdly went a lot smoother because he opened up immediately. It's kind of like Oleg. I got Oleg through therapy within like 3 fucking days. I'm
You
good.
guys exit the forest and the somber energy there within, leaving it behind. Elvina, this great weight settles on you, but you have learned so much already. Your mother was a member of the Veiled Arcanum. If you would like to take a look in NPCs, you can also see image of Casimir, also an image of Petrina, his sister. Under factions, you'll find some fun information about the Veiled Arcanum. You've learned so much. Aeolus, as you step through the clearing of trees, fresh air suddenly desperately needed after that interaction, your eyes settle in the sky. Make a perception check.
Easy. Peasy. I'm closing way too many tabs. Sorry.
You're okay.
Perception. There it is. 15.
15 is perfect. As the thick gray clouds swirl in the sky above you, you notice a small line breaking through the gloom in the distance in the sky. At first, just a line, and then you see black wings cutting through the air, moving gracefully. A raven. But as it draws near, something feels wrong. It is unnaturally large for its size. At first, you think, Oleg? No, but this raven is far too large for any normal bird or a humanoid-sized bird. As the raven grows, its wingspan comes closer. Its wingspan expands? What the fuck? What the fuck is expense? I wrote expense. It expenses to an impossible length. Dark feathers shimmering like oil in the dim light. You feel the air shift as it approaches. The oppressive atmosphere of Barovia is thickening with its presence. This giant bird, this dragon-sized bird, you see a figure atop it, riding the silhouette of the raven against the sky. Baby, would you like to describe your character?
Oh.
No problem. So, atop this large, like officially large-sized raven.
Let's go.
No,
you
officially
see-
dragon-sized, apparently. Fucking not wyvern-sized, dragon-sized.
It is officially, according to the item, a large mount. You see a figure whose features are initially hidden to you by a long purple cloak that hides the face, hides the general body. This figure hops off of the raven, gives it a couple of little chin scratches as what has been a long journey finally comes to an end. The pale hand coming up to scratch the raven under the chin in the way that is its favorite. And as pale hands come up to take the hood down. It's almost shocking how, considering how dark it was under the hood, the vibrant, long blonde hair that spills out from the hood and piercing purple eyes that regard all of you. You see also a tattoo of a feather traveling up this person's neck as he regards the group, kind of sizes you all up.
Thaddeus is obviously
From
the
how
first to
close?
walk up to him. And he's
From
just
how
gonna
close,
say,
though?
"Oh, okay." Yeah, yeah.
I'm only asking because he landed a giant raven. How
And,
fucking close can he have been to us?
Thaddeus, this person is notably not interested in you. Looks around at the three people who were in Valaki, kind of points at you individually. Androgynous tiefling magician. Female dusk elf sorceress. Cleric of Saloon. Definitely a werewolf. I found you.
You hear in your
All right,
head,
buddy. It's
Jiren, backup has arrived. From Danica, as you guys see this person before you.
and then I will immediately say, at being immediately just angry, Aeolus,
I've had enough.
did you just say magician? Jaren, you're gonna have to hold me back. I'm about to beat this man with a fucking loot.
Everyone make a perception
Jaren?
check, real quick. Make a perception check as you take in this this man.
I
who
rolled
has
an
descended from the
18.
sky.
22.
Actually, you can't make the perception check, Thaddeus. I'm so sorry.
Ah, damn.
25. 25.
Damn Fuck you.
Should I roll for
Fine.
Elvina real quick? I'll just push the button.
Yep, push the button for Alvina. Jaren, on a 25, purple eyes are pretty uncommon, but you can recall one person you have seen with purple eyes in the Blue Water Inn. This person looks disturbingly like Tinkara, or Tink, as you have known her. They might be kin.
I see. Interesting. Well, I guess that works. They're a friend, everyone. It's fine. It's Danica's backup. Tank?
I guess you could say that. Yes. My sister, Malachi River, at your service.
Malachi. Alright. Well,
I gotta say, my sister told me a lot about you. Enough that, told me that it was imperative for me to figure out where the heck you guys were. But I'll tell you what, you guys were off the grid for a minute there.
yeah, sorry about that. Why don't we get back to where we need to go? Are we going to Argynvost? Like, is that where we're currently going?
No, I mean, I thought we were just leaving the Dusk Elf camp and kind of getting back to the vicinity.
Okay, cool.
Where do we
My
go?
brain-
Where are we headed? Like,
My
I
brain
think
is
we're
a
just in
little-
between the camps, right?
Yeah, I think right now you guys are just in between the camps, just because
Okay.
at present Casimir was going to go rest.
Mhm.
He was kind of shocked, and he's a quite old elf, even though he doesn't look elderly. And you have met your new comrades, Thaddeus Gunter and Malachi River.
And I think this is a good place to call it. Baby, I am literally so fucking sorry. I apologize so hard. You were right, 10 pages was a lot, and we were, in fact, not going to get through it quickly enough. And I am really sorry, and I apologize.
Okay.
And I'm so sorry about the amount of talking that I had to do this session. There's just a lot of lore dumps that needed to happen, and I'm so sorry.
No, this was fun.
They absolutely needed to happen. You're right.
There was a lot of good.
There was some decompression that needed to happen, and I think.
But so exciting. We have a bunch of cool new people. Also, giant raven from the sky. Thaddeus, super posh, cool guy in the village. He's super helpful, yeah. He has his own cards, yeah. What do we think, yeah? How is everyone doing?
I don't trust it.
He doesn't trust you.
A guy who's just walking around saying, "I'm here to help" all the time. Let me tell you what.
I don't trust him either. So.
This man is literally walking around saying, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." That's all I'm saying.
So, yeah, go ahead, Haley.
No, I'm so sorry. You go ahead, buddy.
No, both talked at the same time. You go ahead.
I had so much more roleplay planned at Argynvost and in the Vistani camp, but at a certain point I was like, oh shit, if steamroll a little bit, we are not gonna have them even talk to Casimir today. And so we had to skip a lot, so I'm very, very sorry.
That's okay.
It's all good.
It's okay. Yeah.
It was fun, buddy.
I had a great time.
No, I think this was a great session.
We'll get some more roleplay from Malachi. Is that supposed to be River with an I? Because when you sent me the message, you just said RVER.
River does not have an I.
Oh, it does not have an I. Okay, good.
It does not.
Same for Tink.
Tink does not have an I either. No. It's just a weird. I was just trying to be cool. I'm sorry.
No, it works. I just was confused when you said River and then there was no I.
Yeah, I was doing my big one.
So I already like both Alan's and Devin's character.
Oh yeah.
Christian likes. Aeolus wants to beat one with their loot because they insulted him by calling them a magician.
Silly magician.
Jared was this close to going, I mean, he's not wrong. Like,
oh, you would have gotten swung on. I don't even care if I wouldn't have done shit. It would have happened. And then
Aeolus obviously doesn't know this, but in Tink's communications to Malachi when talking about you all, she never used your names. This was how she described you.
Understood.
And by Tink talking a lot, there were just multiple sentences. So that is a lot from Tink, more than usual. Like, you guys remember, Tink is kind of a stoic person.
Yep.
Yeah. I see,
it.
Alan. You went the voice you went with was Matthew McConaughey.
Good. I love it.
I'm here
All
for it,
right.
It's so good.
All right,
It's actually very good. I love it.
I enjoy it.
Literally just Strahd in disguise. I'm convinced.
I can't wait till we have like a cart with us that has like your logo on it, like branding.
Yes. I'm gonna
Going
rework
through
that.
Barovia.
I'm gonna rework that name, but it's still gonna keep the THD theme.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is
so
G
funny.
Fuel, Gunther Fuel. This is what we're selling. It's like
It's
snake oil.
fucking THD. Fucking.
The
you
place
have
I work at.
You have
Again.
HGTV, bud.
Yeah, I do.
I have
HDT.
to depart for the evening. I have to go see my fiance for a little while.
Good night.
That's
really
fair.
fair.
Good
Good
night.
everyone.
night.
Night.
I am
Good
going.
Kevin.